Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. What kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?
You have a very way of like taking all this like blathering that I say and succinctly bringing it down to like 4 words. I very much appreciate that.
Well, that little technical jump. Oh my gosh, and there's no Andrew. Where's Andrew? Oh my goodness. Look at that.
I mean, it kind of looks like me.
I mean, it's basically you. It's stylized you, right? Of course, everything else is going pretty well, except for this. All right, let's see. Bring him in here. Where's Andrew? There he is. We've got him up. Andrew, how's it going?
It is going. The question is, do we have my audio?
We do, and we're doubled up again. Is your thing going?
It's not me.
Say something.
Because it did this last time as well, didn't it?
This last time, and last time it was your. What was it last that's doing this? Let me check. I think. Can't hear me. Really, that's interesting because Wolf is echoing and you can't hear me.
It's always something.
Always something. Give us 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go back to the starting screen, try and figure this out real quick.
Never before.
You have a
No,
very,
stop playing the
very
damn
way
clip.
of,
I don't
like,
want you to play the
taking
damn
all
clip
this,
every
like,
time.
blathering
This is
that I say.
making me very angry. All right, there we go. All right, are we back? Say something, Andrew.
Am I doubling?
Oh my God, we're fixed now. Guys,
Hallelujah.
so sorry about that. Legitimately, same audio issues we always have. Windows farting on us. But regardless of all that, we are back. It is Thursday night here. It is time for another episode of Intellectually Honest Comic Book Talk here at Foil Variant with me and my good brother over here, Wolf, Andrew. Well, I don't think I've ever introduced you as Wolf. Odd. Andrew, how you doing, my friend? It's been a busy week. I know we haven't really chatted that much. What you been up to?
It's been a really busy week at work with the Rippaverse. I had a bunch of scripts I needed to read through and approve before the art could get started on them, and that stuff get approved. It's just been a very hectic week. Haven't gotten much sleep. I've got wine with me now. I'm okay.
I mean, yeah, no. See, you're good. You're gonna make it through tonight, and it's TGIF, right? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. Ever since hitting the unemployment train, I really don't have a sense of time. I really don't know how to sympathize with oh, you have a work schedule anymore. So I'm trying to remember what it's like to have a job. But guys, aside from our real life adventures, we are here tonight to talk the week's comic book releases. Obviously, if you caught the thumbnail, you'll know that our big main book of the week will be Absolute Superman with its... Would you say this is like the proper debut of Absolute Black Adam? Because like he was in the last
we got his backstory in the last issue.
And then he like appears at the very end. And he's like, oh, but so yeah.
Because that's when he gets awakened. So this is I would call this like his proper.
I hate when, so this really bugs me when it gets to like comic speculation, even though we don't really like engage in it like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
I already know what you're going to talk.
Yep. First appearance or like, you know, like first Deadpool or whatever. And then like first full Deadpool. And it's like, man, like what even counts here? So
it's annoying.
It's very, very annoying. Let's see. So yeah, we have Absolute Superman on the docket. We have the start of the second DC Sonic crossover series, which you and I were a big fan of the last one. We love both of these properties. So I know you and I are pretty stoked that they are continuing on with their crossover plans.
I grabbed the trade of the first one.
I saw that. I could have sworn
New Comic Book Day.
I could have sworn you already had it. I was so surprised when I saw that in your stack.
I didn't, but I do now, and I was able to get it as part of a buy two get one free. So
your store was doing buy two get one free.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good deal.
That included those Jim Lee cover absolutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to talk a little absolute comic book day, but free comic book day, because, well, free comic book day, comic book giveaway day. It's one of those dumb
whatever
situations.
one, yeah.
Which
exactly,
guys, in case just closing that because it looks better aesthetically. But guys, in case you didn't know, the difference between those two things is, as always, American corporatism. Diamond technically had a trademark on Free Comic Book Day. When they went under, it kind of went up in the air and nobody really knew where it went. So Penguin was like, well, we have Marvel Comic Book Giveaway Day. And then I think there's like two other ones that people use when they're like indie, because it's technically like a copyrighted name. It's all dumb. But that is why you might have seen various names being thrown around this past weekend for the event. Same event we've always had, which, by the way, you know what I learned about Free Comic Book Day? Which is, it was literally, what was it? It was after, it was, because it's in what, May, right? Like the first weekend of May. It was launched for the first time in 2002. I believe, off the heels of Spider-Man coming into theaters. And I'm like,
oh,
that's crazy. Like, that's a good move. That's a crazy smart move. I'm sure it worked to get a lot of people into comic books back then. And just fun little bit of trivia there. But aside from trivia, but yes, Free Comic Book Day was this past weekend. Let's talk some pickups. Obviously, we had, let's see, what have I got in my stack here that I haven't even sleeved up yet? We had, well, I guess the three main important ones is we had a new or the first entry in Avengers Armageddon. Who cares?
Yeah,
literally.
I flipped through like that story, and I didn't even need to actually. Oh yeah, Ultimate Reborn Impact, go away. I had thought that maybe you were being hyperbolic initially when you said that this Armageddon thing was literally just what was the last Doom event that we just had? Emperor Doom.
Yeah, One World Under Doom.
Or One World Under Doom, but with Red Hulk. And that's literally what it is. It's
literally it. And then it's the umpteenth, like, we're making a super soldier. We wanted another Captain America. It went wrong. Right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I read the first Captain America arc of Zdarsky's current run, where he introduced like the modern day Captain America, right? Like we had a Captain America during 9/11. That was a pretty good story. So, and I ended up really liking the character, right? Because thank goodness to Zdarsky, like he doesn't shy away from kind of how much we fucked up that entire situation. So I liked the character, but I'm reading these the Wolverine lead up issues or whatever. And I'm just like, can we stop with the super soldiers? Like, I just don't care anymore. It's like, don't you think everybody would have learned by now not to do super soldiers because literally none of them go right? Right? Like, Captain America is technically the only one who's gone right. Wolverine messed up because he's not supposed to have his free will. Like, that's a very, very big error there. And then Nuke is crazy, and enter, you know, every other side character in the world nowadays. It really bugs me. Like, it hit me when I was reading it that, like, it really bugs me how that, like, super soldier is now just like shorthand in Marvel for, like, here's a new super powered character,
generic bad guy or generic character for like 2 issues,
or like a plot device, right? Like you said with bad guy, where it's like, oh, we stumbled upon a lab. Oh my God, they're making another super soldier. Call Bucky, call Carol, call Rhodey, call whoever needs a mini right now, right? Like, who really cares about that? So Avengers Armageddon, whatever. There's at least going to be some cool Stegman art. I've seen him sharing some pieces here and there. So in for that, we had a Mega Man special that featured Proto Man and Base. Dude, I really enjoyed this, and I kind of keep forgetting all the time, right? And also, EXE backup story. How could you and I not love it?
Which is what actually made me super happy, because EXE is my favorite, and it had my boy show up at the end of the last page, which made me very happy.
I also very much like that they went for the digital, like, the coloring effect that makes them look like they're, you know, like programs or digital. Yeah, like it's not like black lines on everybody.
Yeah,
so,
they didn't go with the heavy blacks for the inks.
And then, my boy got his page too. So everybody walked away from this issue happy.
Proto Man, EXE, Blues EXE, whatever you want to call him, he has a fantastic design.
The sword arm, like, you can't really. I remember seeing that as like an 11-year-old. Like, I already love Proto Man, and then you could do Proto Man with like a sword arm, and as an 11-year-old, I just lost my complete mind, especially because I already like Zero. So I was like, this is Proto Man Zero. That's crazy. Let's
Mary
see.
in the chat liked your whoever needs a mini right now, call them. She liked that line.
Right? I came up with that on the fly. Foil variant original. Share it with the masses. And then we got
spread the good news.
Then we got our first look here at Queen in Black, which was pretty standard.
Yeah.
Really, I would say this one more than anything kind of felt like a recap issue of sort of what we've done in Amazing Spider-Man over Kelly's run, I would say. And then we get the Ebon teases of what's coming in Queen in Black, but these are as always, just, you know,
an event drawn by Ebon again.
Teases.
I'm here for it. I'm so happy.
I mean, look at this thing. I want to know about this one, Andrew. Or where, camera? How does that work?
Oh yeah, like, the monstrous looking ones.
You know me.
Of course,
but
you like the monster.
Yep, exactly. And I'm like, what's going on with that? And then we get like the Kree soldiers are back. So I'm excited for Queen in Black. I know you and I both are, because I don't know. We trust Ewing. We like Carlos Gomez. And basically anything that kind of takes Spider-Man out of the regular Spider-Man book and gives him anything to do is going to be appreciated. Which, by the way, guys, I think I forgot to mention this in the breakdown earlier, but we do have an Amazing Spider-Man this week, and interestingly, Andrew and I are divided on it. So I think that'll be a fun little discussion when we get there. But to wrap up the Free Comic Book Day, at least on my end, yes, that's what Andrew was talking about. The big showstoppers of Free Comic Book Day, the Jim Lee hardcover releases of the first volumes each of Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. I'm gonna be real here, man. This spine coloring bugs me. Like,
yeah, I don't like how it's not uniform.
I don't like how it's not uniform. And then if you're gonna do this, I don't like how you went with, like, instead of like red for Diana, you went with like this purple, which, like, okay, the muted idea of like
because they did red
color.
For Ab's Flash is why.
Oh, they did. Oh, that's right.
And they had probably already decided that.
Yeah.
Because what other color are you gonna give Ab's Flash?
Yellow.
Really? I mean, he could, but he doesn't have yellow lightning in Absolute.
I mean, he doesn't. He has his.
And he doesn't have any yellow on his suit either.
I was gonna say, like, he has that yellow trailing effect, which I unfortunately don't think anybody remember, or like the current anime artist. I like him a lot for Abs Flash. Like, really, like, did so much to improve
It's
my.
definitely an upgrade,
right?
It's
like,
definitely a visual upgrade.
Did so much for you and me to at least like not hate it outright. We were like, okay, this like improved our quality of life for as much as we can reading Absolute Flash. But I don't feel. I feel like they forgot that he's supposed to have his cool little like dash warping thing. I don't know. Oh well. But that was my free comic book day, along with my some cards that I dropped because I just picked up a magic card I needed, and then Peach drew a new One Piece card, so I had to pick that up. But
oh, nice.
Andrew, aside from what I've shown off, what'd you pick up? Did you pick up anything? Anything you want to bring up in particular?
See, aside from the three Absolute books, I grabbed this cool art of IDW Sonic.
You have a
Well,
very
no,
very
I don't
way
need to
of
see
like
this.
taking
I
all
have to
this.
fix this. I don't know how to fix this.
It's got concept art. It's got layouts and breakdowns of and the line art for the interiors. It's got the there's the concept art. So you got Whisper there.
Oh man. So that's for the that's just for the comics, right?
Yeah, it is just for the IDW books, and it's got like a cover gallery as well.
Ooh, Mecha Sonic. Speaking of, see, I want that one. I want that one back. I want the Mecha Sonic from Sonic 3 and Knuckles with like the tall one, right? Like,
yeah.
He's definitely not the cool one. Like Metal Sonic is objectively just like a badass design for a character, but I don't know. It's there. Just throw us a bone. I don't know. I think you and I, coming from that philosophy of like play like cards where they're dealt, I kind of prefer when like you at least mention that all this continuity happened instead of tossing it out like wholesale for really no reason, right? Or like with no explanation. So I don't necessarily love that guy, but I'd like, oh hey, look at him, he's there. All right, goodbye, Metal Sonic now, come back. Or what was it from Sonic Heroes? Neo Sonic?
Metal Sonic.
Yeah, Neo Metal Sonic. That guy was very, very cool. But
he turns into the dragon thing at the end for the final form.
I like that game. I don't care what anybody says. I really liked Sonic Heroes. I really liked it.
It's got a great soundtrack too.
That dude, what goes up must come down. Like it hits all those. You can't say anything wrong about a Sonic soundtrack, to be completely fair.
No, pretty much. Yeah, even like if the game itself is bad overall, usually you can rely on the music.
Sonic 06 has some genuine bangers. Like it really
it
does.
has one of my favorite just main themes in the entire
franchise.
It's
a very
world.
Yep, it's so fucking good. But don't ever be tricked, guys. Don't load that up in any capacity.
Right.
But let's see. New comic book day out of the way. I guess to wrap that, love to see it still happening. I mean, it's free comic book day. We all know what it was. The Mega Man one was probably our favorite. I keep forgetting that technically, like, all of these like timelines one shots and then the Mega Man X here, like, they're new stories. I keep forgetting this for some reason. I don't know what I think they are when I look at them, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be like a brand new attempt to do anything with these. It feels like reprints or like, remember when Viz used to do issue releases of like manga chapters? It almost feels like they're doing that.
Yeah.
And so it's just a weird blind spot in my brain. I have no idea why it's there. But yeah, any last words on Free Comic Book Day before we jump on over to more stuff?
I guess the last thing I'd say is I'm glad that it's doing well for shops, because I know you said your shop was packed.
Oh my gosh.
My shop was filled.
That was
there
nuts.
was barely any walking room.
Well, I walked up to my comic book shop and it's like not the opening of the day. It's got to be like 11 at this point. And I'm just like walking like normal, and I get to the front, and like the woman, like one of the women who owns it, she's like, "Hey, here's our menu, like, enjoy." But it's like she's right there at the door, and I'm like, "Oh, she's never up here." And I like look up from my phone, and that's where the line was. And I was like, whoa, that's
Yeah.
particularly bonkers. And then even after the line, right? Like the rest of the store, everybody's looking around. It's kind of like a madhouse. So I'm always happy to see stores prosper, right? Even if the overall industry is kind of pooping the bed, because I still want to be able to get things like our year one, or not our year ones, our compact editions, or yada yada yada. So someday we'll get Arc Stream #2 in a comic book shop, and I want to be able to like know I can go buy it somewhere. So yeah,
Sure, yeah.
Free Comic Book Day rules. I'm glad that it is still continuing despite all of the hiccups. I hope you guys all pick something up, and if not, check out next year. Your shop will probably have a lot of leftover stock, because my shop this year had like racks from like 2 years prior as well, because you get them for free. So all right, with that wrapped, I'm trying to look. Let's see, is there any news in particular that I want to, or first, before we even get into any more talk, let's say hello to the chat. We've been ignoring them for a while. Subhuman says, or Subhuman's here, Subhuman84. I don't know why I stumbled on that, but Sub, what's up? He's here. He says, not worth buying ASM 1000. Even, I would say that even this issue aside, right? I'm kind of at a loss for what they're going to do. I mean, that's a really good transition, or like a good segue, because in that Spider-Man Free Comic Book Day stuff, we learned that the cousin he found at the end of Death Spiral is actually related to him. Oh boy. And like,
I don't care. Nobody cares.
I can't even find a way to care.
I can't bring myself to pretend to care.
I can't even like theorize like a crack theory that's like, oh, I could care about this, right? Like, it's just, we've done lost sibling plots with Peter. He has a literal sister who's running around out there. That nobody remembers. Technically, he has Ben and Kane, who went out and had lives for like 10 years, which like sometimes Peter, like, it happens very rarely, but he'll go out, they'll be like, oh, we got to go to Connecticut. And they'll go and they'll be like, oh, hey, Mr. Riley. And it's like, what? It's like, oh, yeah, that was me. Haha. Because they all had their lives, but of course you guys forget about them. And then on the, note of Ben and Kane, all of the clone stuff from like Mary and Richard Parker, right? And just, I'm rereading through the Clone Saga now because I'm a masochist.
Still, it's just taking you that long to get through. It's brutal.
It is so long.
Well, it also went
for no reason.
It went on for an unnecessarily and unjustifiably long period of time.
You want to talk about like 90s Spider-Man has the most introduction of like, here's a new supervillain, here's a new supervillain, here's a new supervillain, and like none of them stuck. But that's like what every issue is. So you've got to, introduce them, then you've got to backstory them, and then they've got to fight, and then yada, 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 yada. So, yes, it is just taking me a long time to get through it. But in like every other page is Peter or Ben freaking out about a DNA test, right? Like that was literally, you're the clone. No, I'm the clone. Oh my gosh, who is the clone? Blah, blah, blah. We've been there. And so all I can kind of see here is we're going to get some weird, like, oh, my cousin is Spider-Man. I'm going to expose you. I'm going to blackmail you. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm jealous. I want your powers. I'm a villain or whatever. Right? Like,
right.
And just for everyone out there, because I need to spread this misery and put it in the record in case I end up being unfortunately right, because I put this theory forward to you when we first saw it. And I am very worried out there, everybody, that he is this new Peter Parker cousin, because he's older and he has like a 99.8% match to some Parker, whether it's Richard, Mary, or Ben or May. But I am so worried that he's going to be a clone, like an old Peter clone from whatever. Gosh. And that's why he's like older. He like accelerated aging. And oh boy, I'm a clone. No, you're a clone. Woohoo!
I don't want to hear anything about any new clones ever again when it comes to Spider-Man.
Unless you're doing like unintentional, like I cloned you to fight all of them, and it's just that, like, you're not doing a character thing. they're literally just like mindless dummies, right? I could go
Right.
for a little bit of fan service like that, but I don't need any plot that deals with like, is there a clone of Spider-Man? I think we've all very much moved past that. But yeah, to that end, Subhuman, that's kind of, we'll get into it more with this issue, but that's sort of like the big thing they're setting up for the future of Spider-Man. I don't know. Like Andrew and I said, we really just can't bring ourselves to care. Let's see. We've got Punk in the house, says, looking forward to attending SiestaCon. I have no idea what that is. That like, off the top of my head, it sounds like you're going to go to a convention for taking naps, and I want an invite because that sounds exactly up my alley. Pardon me. Let's see. We, of course, have Mary in the house, as always. You know, no man, one man has any right to be so handsome. Oh, thanks, Mary. I know. I share with Andrew sometimes, though. We've got Comics Dad.
Rude.
What is going
Hey,
on?
what's up, Comics Dad?
We've got Texan. What's going on? Playing catch up. Drew coming in hot again. And then, yeah, your daughter is murdering her lion with prejudice. That is, you need to teach her better. We must coexist in the Pride Lands.
That little puppy is a psycho.
Wait,
We call her a kamikaze jackrabbit because
That's
she
terrifying.
is she has so much energy.
If I was in
And
like
she
a,
leaps up like a jackrabbit constantly.
if I was in like a horror movie and somebody told me like, yeah, like the kamikaze jackrabbit, I'd be like, oh my God, we're in real trouble. Like, this is really bad. We need to leave right now, everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it sounds genuinely terrifying. But, let's see. News. Is there any notable news? I guess there are kind of 3 pieces of notable news. And I'll talk, you and I have already talked about them, but I feel like, you know, we should at least hit them. The first is, let's see, let's get over here to the web browser. Let me make sure that if we jump over, it's not going to yell at me. All right. So the first piece of news that caught my attention this week is we are getting a Mary Jane one-shot later this year. It is going to be written. It's going to be a collection of stories, anthology, 4 stories written by J.M. DeMatteis and Nocenti, J. Michael Straczynski, and Ashley Allen. I have no idea who that last writer is. She's probably done a bunch of
Never
stuff
heard
for
of her.
Marvel, but the other 3 certified great writers. I mean, JMS is my favorite Spider writer. J.M. DeMatteis
There's a lot of people's.
J.M. DeMatteis is behind some of the most famous Spider-Man arcs that we've ever gotten, Kraven's Last Hunt and all that stuff.
Yep.
I did see somebody joking though, and it made me laugh, where they were like, "Oh, J.M. DeMatteis' story, like, what's it gonna be? What if Mary Jane was the one who was buried in Kraven's Last Hunt?" Because it's like, yeah, kind of every time JM's come back to Spider-Man in recent years, it's some variation of like, what if Last Hunt, or like, what if, or just like an alternate
Just kinda
retelling.
Playing off of your own greatest hits a little bit there.
Which is fine, get paid, but also, yeah, I don't know what to expect, but I kind of do think that might be what he writes. Like, what if the Last Hunt was after MJ
See, now
instead
that
of
you say
Spider-Man?
that, I can't stop thinking that's probably
That's
what they're gonna do
that's
there.
probably what it's gonna be. But I mean, so I bring this up specifically because aside from the fact that we're gonna get a great DNA cover and a gorgeous Jim Chung cover, like, this man's on fire lately. Like,
That's a great cover. I mean, he's going with the more classic MJ hair there, you know, which I respect. And at least coloring wise, that's actually technically how MJ's hair is supposed to be.
with the black and then the red.
Yeah, so dark red that like it's the highlights that you can actually tell that it's red. Whereas the DNA one is like how she's more frequently colored in her hair these days, you know, with the
Just like
kind
the
of
pure
brightish-
crimson red.
Yeah, which I like, but I mean that's not technically classic MJ hair.
I mean, I can chalk
but
it
I
up
love
to it's
that cover.
DNA stylized, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And I like
does that
that
all the
outfit.
time.
I dig that outfit. That's a
I
very
do
MJ
too.
outfit.
I do too, except the glasses coat combo bugs me. In a way, like, it's a good look. She looks amazing, but
It's meant to be very Hollywood look, I think.
well, no, that's what Julia wears
Or
right now
supermodel.
as Madam Web. Like, that's
is
her
it?
Julia Carpenter's Madam Web costume is just like a red trench coat and then like red
Oh.
glasses. And so I'm like, okay, like, I don't think there's any connection here. I don't think there's any sort of like, I'm referencing all the spider costumes. Like, I don't think any of that is in play here. but it's just
Right.
like an unfortunate like coincidence, I guess is probably the best term for it. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get that one. We're gonna get these. Like, we can't even lie. But the reason I wanted to bring it up in particular is sort of what we were just talking about to Subhuman. I want to be excited for this. I really do. But what are you guys gonna do? It's Mary Jane. You don't let her
They'll do nothing.
do any exactly.
They don't. They're even calling like, look, yes, it's the famous line.
I
But they
know.
can't. We talked about this. Like, they can't let her do anything past that.
She's gonna say face a tiger. She's gonna say jackpot a lot, and yeah, like we can't have development here because of the fact that Marvel is so married to the idea that Spider-Man literally sold his marriage to the devil, which, if you like take it away the Mephisto of it, right? Like, just put that as an explainer to anybody who's gonna want to root for this guy, right? Like,
No one.
It's not Peter. Peter wouldn't do it. It's so weird. But with that obsession, as we see time and time again, Pete is always, stuck spinning his wheels, and so is MJ. And I saw somebody on Twitter actually put like a really good point out there, which is like, do you remember Shay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her since like the first few issues
Of
this
Kelly's run. Right, exactly. She was hot. She had, her moments, but nobody cared. Just like
Yeah,
nobody
cared about the character.
Just like nobody cared about Carly Cooper or any of the women.
I would argue people cared about Shay even less than they did.
I would argue that as well, right? Like, I don't even know Shay's last
Which
name.
is saying something.
I know Carly Cooper. I don't know Shay's last name, but
It's not interesting enough to have a last name.
it's sort of honestly,
You,
right?
you gotta be a person. to
But
have a
like,
last name.
we're at this point where, how do I put it? Like, nobody's going to care about whatever sort of, the only real drama you can throw regarding a Mary Jane and a Spider-Man right now is like, why are they torn apart, right? Like, why are they not together? And nobody, like, the easy way to do that is like a new love interest, a Shay, a Paul, a whatever. Nobody cares, and nobody will ever care, because we already know, like, we've already seen the ending to the movie. So you're trying to like put in all these plot twists, and we just go, we know it's going to be Peter and MJ. Like, we know that. You guys even know that by the fact that you're making this one shot, right? So yeah, it just, I'll pick it up for the covers, but this feels almost insulting. Like, yay, we love Mary J. And it's like, I don't
Like,
think
no,
you
you
really
don't.
do. Yeah, exactly.
I really don't think you do.
Like, awful. But let's see. What was the other thing I wanted to bring up? Oh, it's all kind of Spider-Man related news this week, which is kind of interesting. But I did want to bring this up because I can't believe it. So guys, last week, if you guys remember, Andrew and I, we finally, Andrew came back from a small vacation. We finally broke down Death Spiral. We finally, gave our thoughts on it. I think the consensus was like, there were some, like, it had all of these moments that could have been cool, but because the conclusion was so dumb and bad, it makes all of it nonsensical. And, one of our big complaints was like, oh, they just killed him off. They didn't explain anything. We don't know why he had that obsession, yada, yada. I had no idea they were doing a stupid wrap-up issue. And I need Marvel to stop doing this crap. And DC, right? These, like, Marvel's the worst about it. Like, they're alpha and then they're like their omega type stuff. Because we had a Death Spiral intro issue somewhere that was called something. And then now we have Body Count, which, according to the solicit, will be a full breakdown of Torment's life and what, sets the stage for his future. Which, first of all, I'm glad you and I are... Well, that's the other... Like, yeah, I was going to say, first of all, I'm glad you and I are on the same page with that phrasing of, like, this sets the stage, where it's like, in comic books, I don't care. That just means you're going to do a new gimmick, and it's probably not going to last.
New gimmick, which is probably rehashed old gimmick.
Especially if you're Marvel, right? But then, Torment is dead. Like, that was kind of the big conclusion to that arc, was that MJ killed a guy, or let a guy die, either way. So I'm just so done with this. I want to go. Also, I don't like Venom with real teeth. Like, that is so messed up on 9 different levels. Like, it genuinely perturbs me, especially
that's super weird because I like how Carlos Gomez does MJ Venom's teeth.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the long fangs,
but
of
they're
like
still
what we were used to with
jaggy.
Eddie. But yeah,
this is a Cafu. That's his. I mean, I don't know what else to describe. That's his artist name. We've all seen him around, but yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. I really don't dig that.
It's not the business.
And then let's see. The only other thing I was going to bring up, I guess we can probably just tag it later, though it's not that important, is John Romita Jr. is officially bouncing from Amazing Spider-Man for the foreseeable future. Nick Lowe confirmed it in the letters pages to the latest Amazing Spider-Man issue. And so we have Pete Woods, we had Corey Smith for this week's issue. We're going to have Pete Woods for a 2-issue arc coming up, Pete Woods is a good artist, so is Corey Smith. Then we have, according to Marvel, the replacement artist, because remember, it's a dual artist team because of ASM's 3 books a month release schedule. You need 2 artists on it, kind of. So joining Pepe and replacing John is Eddie McGuinness, which, like, huge upgrade, really good upgrade.
Eddie McGuinness does great Spider-Man.
He's so good, and he's at least doing dynamic things. He's not going to be a bore to watch like Romita's art has been. And Lowe is saying, like, we're going to try and finalize a new team. And I'm like, you already got it, man. Like, McGuinness isn't on anything else. Just do that. Like, you don't need to work around it anymore. But, let's see. Oh, yeah. Subhuman says, instead of remaking Star Fox 64 for the 1 millionth time, make a new game. You saw that announcement yesterday?
They've only remade it once.
No. They've done it like 3 or 4 times.
Star Fox 64 and then Star Fox 64 3DS.
And then Star Fox, what were the other? There's more. Assault, right? Or not Assault, Zero. Zero.
Was Zero a remake of 64? I don't think it was.
But I don't know. I know there are more. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. I'm just going to make myself look a fool if I keep trying to. But either way, I do want a new Star Fox game. I am kind of done with... Star Fox 64 is probably my favorite video game of all time, period. And even like, okay, we can move on. It's the gameplay, man. There's just something about, like, the branching paths and, flying in a jet fighter in space. I don't know. Something about it. And the arcade nature as well really, like, keeps that gameplay feedback loop going for me. So I love it to death. But we are not here for video games, unfortunately. Maybe that's in the future if we start making money off of this thing. We're here for comic books. Andrew, what do you say we talk some comic books?
Let's talk some comic books.
My friend, where would you like to start this week? We've got...
I feel like we may as well hit Amazing Spider-Man since we're
all right.
here.
I guess, good little jump over. Let's see. Pull up Spidey. Make sure that's the comic that's going to pull up when we jump over. And here we go. Oh my God. That clip is going to haunt me. I'm going to fix it. It's a good clip. And it'll be funny once it finally works. I swear to God. But in the meantime, yes, as I said, as Andrew led us into, we got this week a new issue of Amazing Spider-Man. We are officially out of Death Spiral. We are right on the cusp of Queen in Black. So... Which
can't start soon enough.
Which really cannot start soon. It's weird how much I'm excited about this event. And I don't even know if I can
we
properly
enjoyed
articulate
Ebon War.
Yeah.
And it's the same creative team.
It is the same creative team. And, you and I like what...
both overall been enjoying Ewing's Venom far more than
Null,
we've been enjoying.
Right? Like, you and I have liked the Null stuff.
Yeah, we've been enjoying his stuff lately way more than Kelly's.
Oh, yeah. And... to Ewing's credit, the way he's writing Hela as the Queen in Black really, really works. He could have gone a really dumb way with it. We can all imagine like several hundred, I'm sure. But he's pulling it off. So, that works. But with Queen in Black on the horizon and Death Spiral in the rearview mirror, it's time for the obligatory Spider-Man sort of reset issue, is how I like to describe it, right? Where
The interim issue, the interlude.
interim, that's a really good. Where's that clip? Now that clip works. Oh my god, I don't even have the button for it anywhere. Muted?
He
How
sent
did
me
we
that
get
message a minute ago.
How did we get muted? Yeah, I just saw it right now. Thanks, Zero. Thanks, Subhuman. I don't really know how we got muted there, but we're back. Let's see. What did we? I don't think we really said much. I think we just started breaking down where we are in this ASM
We were talking
issue.
about 8 deaths.
Yeah,
we were
which
talking
is
about 8 deaths.
so basically all you guys missed with us being muted for a second is that with this issue we are sort of like putting a bow on everything that's been done in Kelly's run so far, with the framing device being the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man storyline that nobody cared about, that took place at the end of Zeb Wells' run into Joe Kelly's run.
I skipped the last issue of that arc.
I mean,
didn't care.
I didn't either. I can't tell you how it ended. I remember like there was one demon that was like, so basically Peter, Doctor Strange, you know, all his life he's keeping Siratak, the guy who gives Juggernaut his powers, keeps him at bay. You know, let's make a deal. But when he dies, which is where he currently is, the deal goes null and void. Siratak says, all right, let's do this. Let's fight. Doctor Strange goes, well, I'm going to need help. I need somebody to fight for us. Peter, will you do it? So Peter goes to fight the 8 children of Siratak. And I remember one of them was like a little girl. Or was like pretending to be like the daughter that him and MJ never had or something. And then that's all I can really remember because it didn't really amount to anything. But that is the framing device we're using here, because if, for those who didn't check it out, which is probably most of you, the arc ends with the final fight being resolved by a time paradox where Peter essentially like corners one of Siratak's kids, and then like a time portal opens and the Peter from the future is able to lend a hand, knock him out, and so on and so forth. It's a time loop. It's a time paradox thing. Peter and Strange admit that even back in those issues. Now we have moved far enough into the future that we are at that point where Peter needs to go be, quote unquote, his future self. So Doc Strange shows up, says you need to go take care of that. And with that, you know, as much as I don't like 8 Deaths, I'll say creative way to get him into all the different locations. You know what I mean? Because he's got to stop by the Baxter Building. He stops by other places that I can't think of off the top of my head that we'll see as we go. But, you know, it works because Pete's like, oh, I have to get there now. Like, I've got to get over there. So he swings through New York, and it happens to run him by a bunch of places. One is crime, which is Titania and Absorbing Man are robbing a bank. So Pete takes a second to put them down by making Molecule or Absorbing Man come in contact with like hot dog water, mustard, ketchup. I'm not entirely sure that's how his powers work. I don't even know if Marvel, to be fair, really knows how Absorbing Man's powers work.
I don't recall, to be completely honest. I was just, when I saw this page, I was like, ew.
Yeah. I definitely went like, ew. That's a good way to knock him out. Like, I was like, ooh, ew, cool, funny. Does that technically work? And I know that I'm just like getting in my own head. It's not a criticism. It's just me going like, is that? And if it wasn't, again, no, I feel like his powers are the least consistent throughout all of Marvel.
Yeah.
Let's see. From there, so Pete stops Titania and Absorbing Man, flies over to the Baxter Building to check in on Ray and Symbi, where we learn they're all healed up. We're good to go. And Pete goes, cool. All right, everybody's healed. Go to my apartment. I'll see you there. With that, he swings off into the night. Next location. With that, we check in on Brian, who, if you guys remember, he most recently, him and Ben Reilly, actually, who was posing as Peter, were working on a new science project that was basically like, quick deploy fungal structures, right? So like if you're in an emergency.
Yeah, they were supposed to be able to like quickly create structures.
If I recall, I think the example you and I gave, because there was also an issue that week, was Superman's cape in Absolute, where he goes to like stop the dam or whatever, and it reinforces while he tries to help. So that's what they were essentially making. It blew up. We had no idea why, no idea what. And Brian was in the hospital. Last issue, he kind of just bounced on his own. And we now check in on him and we discover, big twist, he's becoming a supervillain. Oh, no.
Oh, who could have predicted this?
And you know what? I'm not entirely against the idea, because solicits have already come out. He's just going to be like a big walking mushroom named the Spore. I'm not entirely against that for like a Spider-Man villain. That kind of sounds like the dumb
works for a Spider-Man villain. It's very predictable, but you can still do it and do it well.
Yeah, you can still do it and do it well. It's just like, it's predictable, and then I think it's that predictability. I think you hit it for me, where I'm just like, we all saw this coming a mile away. Really? Yeah. Like, and of course, you know, it's another Green Goblin situation. It's another Venom. It's another Carnage, because the spores are like talking to him. He's like, oh, I'm going to reach out to Peter. I want help. I want to, you know, talk to my buddy. And it's going like, no, he hates you. Kill him.
You only need me.
You only, yeah.
Right? Or you only need us, or whatever it is. Yeah.
And I'm just like, a better twist probably would be if he just thought they were talking to him, right? That feels like a good 80s, 90s Spider-Man villain that could have worked really well. Yeah. But aside from that, like Andrew said, it's a villain that has potential. So all of how we got here sort of aside, I'm open to seeing what you can do with kind of a classic-y Marvel villain, if you will. Yeah, exactly. Show me. From there, we get probably the dumbest moment of the issue for me, which is Peter goes to work. Oh, yeah. He checks in, but it's not entirely for the reason you think, right? It only slightly. But what we learn is that Rand Corporation is currently, you know, they've launched an investigation into what happened with Brian. They investigated all the code, all the work. The hot blonde lady scientist, that's all I know her as, because that's what's her name? Like Janine called her to Ben or whatever. Yeah. She realizes like, okay, Peter wrote this code, but then there's like, at this date, there's clearly somebody else writing it. Like, it's not him. And so, you know, she goes, is it AI? Like, you know, all I can see here is like, you either did AI or you hired somebody else to do it, or, you know, you lied
like you
somehow.
Outsourced it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Peter obviously can't say, you know, that's what he sees there on the main pad.
He can't say my clone, who is a dickhead, decided to sabotage me.
Right. And we even see
that
like
raises more than a few questions.
we even see like the hacker note has like a smiley face because Ben's like Ben
It
BR
was his
greater
than I saw
Peter
that
Parker,
immediately.
and
I
it's
was
like
you.
I was like Ben.
Riley.
So on that, Pete goes, all I can say is I didn't do it, but I understand and I'm sorry. And so he loses his job. Well, he's suspended pending an investigation, but come on, guys, he's not going to get it back.
He's not getting his job back.
So this moment, Andrew, pissed me off, and this is kind of where my big division on this issue with you probably comes from, which is like, okay, oh joy, Pete lost another job because for a reason he can't explain. This scene was
absolutely stupid.
Yeah, like, and then, you know, on the Ben of it all, here's my problem with it is not that Ben was a dick and he, you know, messed with everything. I can get that, especially with where he is as Chasm right now. My issue is sort of like, I'll even put it to you, knowing Chasm, knowing where we are. I know you don't like other spider people, but like sabotaging Pete's experiment to the point where he knows it could hurt and like kill Brian just doesn't feel like something.
It doesn't
Ben
feel
would...
like a Ben thing,
right?
No, it doesn't feel like a Ben.
He would blow up the lab or have it like overgrow overnight or something and screw everything up. But like to willingly hurt, that's the part to me that just felt you might not know what you're doing here, Joe. But and then of course this just feels editorially mandated, right? Like you got to have Peter suffering, throw him back on the street, waka waka waka, like Parker Industries, Horizon. When he was a teacher, I see it all over and over and over again in my head. From there, we get a quick little shot of all of the space companions visiting Times Square. Just a fun little bit because Ray has been very much like, I want to go see it. Peter talks about it all the time. And now they finally had a chance. I want to ask you this though, because this just stood out to me as weird from a real life perspective, right? So in that last panel down there, they're all standing in Times Square. Jonah is on one of the screens and he has his Threats and Menaces show going. And, you know, he's going, super people, menaces, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, I'll tell you my plan to get them all off of the streets. Right after a word from Witch Hazel Hemorrhoid Pads, which is like, okay, so he's doing a live stream and he's sponsored. Have you ever seen that in like a publicly broadcasted like screen?
I couldn't say that I have. It's possible that that's a thing that happens. I don't watch live television, so I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I don't watch TV.
But I guess it's less like TV, but like
it does feel weird for
like throwing up a live stream on a billboard in Times Square just feels too risky, too weird, just not something that would happen in the real world. I don't know. It's not a quality on the book itself. It was just one of those moments where I was like, I don't know. Sits a little weird as somebody who has actually gone outside in the last decade or something. But from there, we have Pete. He runs, he wins, he surprises him. Oh, knockout. Tells Pete to, his past self that everything's going to be okay. And then he has a sort of, Peter Parker breakdown moment where he's like, I lied to myself. And this, Andrew, you and I talked a little bit. I actually do like this scene sort of in a vacuum.
Right. This whole last scene here from this moment when he finally gets to, tell his past self the thing through the stuff with Kintsugi. Like that stuff I liked.
You have a very
it happened again. It happened. Autoplay it again. Autoplay it again. But we're back. I needed to go to the double pages so that we could see everything. So yes, Kintsugi, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off with that.
No, it felt like a genuine Peter moment. It didn't feel like a woe is me type of Peter moment. Because it was the framing of it was a moral issue.
Yes,
and it was the bit where he said, "I just lied to myself."
I lied through my teeth. Yeah.
Right. So the fact that it was framed with a moral dilemma, right? In order for him to solve for that problem, he had to do this other thing. That was interesting. And now he's sitting with it. and he's also just sitting with like everything that happened from that moment up to now. And all that builds. Like you could have the strongest shoulders in the world. At some point, you're gonna need to take a seat.
Well, that's what I was sort of, about to say is like that element, like right now, right? If you were to ask me, like, I could see myself right now and think back to all those moments in the past where I was broken, where I was like, I don't know what's coming next. I don't know if I have anything next. And I can go to myself and be like, you're going to be okay. And that is true. But then I also have current big problems on my shoulders, right? Which is like, okay, I made it through that, but now I'm older. These problems are more important. This is really heavy. Like, sure you can get through that, my friend. I don't have the heart to tell you what comes, like how hard everything comes that's coming down the pipeline. And there's something, I really like that element to Peter, because that is a good dilemma. It's like, do I lie to my past self and be like, everything's going to get fucked up? Or do I help
like,
the mission along? Do I
actually believe this thing that I just told him?
Yeah, right?
Or am I telling him that so that I can
believe
still feel that and believe that after what I'm currently going through?
Right?
That's actually interesting. That's actual character work.
The problem is, and this is why or at least for me, and this is why I said I liked it in a vacuum, is that we shouldn't be doing this at this point in Peter's career. You know what I mean? Like, he's done so much pain and lifting and like getting through it that this just is sort of a symptom of the spinning wheels we were talking about. Because Marvel won't let him progress, we can get good moments like this, but they feel so weird because this should have happened to supposedly like our elite, heart of the Marvel universe here. It should have happened years ago, but they're going, look, he's just realizing this now. And I'm really hard for me to square away with kind of
that's fair,
where the universe has him. Not just like the Spider books are like their own thing because they're dumb, but where the universe kind of frames Spider-Man at this point. Like try to line this Spider-Man up with the Spider-Man I show you all the time from Zdarsky and Cheto's Daredevil run, right? The one who's like, Matt, you are done. Like I told you, we all hit the end of the road, and I just pray somebody will be able to tell me, and that's what I'm doing. Like that Spidey doesn't feel like he should be this Spidey, but
it doesn't line up here.
But in theory, that scene happened only like a month or two ago, and so I'm like, what are we doing here? It sucks. But yes, back to the main point of it all. We do get the it's sort of a talk with, or how do you put this? It's a venting session almost with Captain Kintsugi, who Peter notices like, oh, you dropped the captain from your name. And he's like, yeah, it was a mouthful. And you know what?
Yeah.
I can kind of, as somebody who was, as two people who were saying it regularly every time he showed up, I can definitely agree with that.
It was always kind of awkward.
Because that case syllable is so hard that it doesn't flow right out off of that. But
having too many K's in a row never works out very well.
Unless you're trying to be funny. Then you can put as many K's as you want. But essentially, Kintsugi, he comes up to Peter and he's like, hey, I saw you and I really wanted to thank you because you saved my mom back in the day and that really inspired me, and that's why I'm doing what I do. Then we also get the explanation behind his name, which I'm actually... So Spidey goes like, what's Kintsugi? And he explains, and I don't know why I didn't think about this, but he's like, it's a Japanese art style where if a piece of pottery breaks, you can restore it and put it back together. And to fill in the cracks, you sort of paint it gold. Like the adhesive is like gold, and it makes it stronger almost than it was when it broke. And that's what he named himself after. And that's where you can see all, like, I didn't like his costume. I still don't like his costume.
I still don't like the costume. No, it looks messy. After his like little description here, this which is a really good pep talk and heart to heart he has with Pete, actually. Like this is kind of the shining moment of this book. Like I understand what they were going for now with his suit design. It personally doesn't work for a suit design. Maybe stick with it just being with the shield.
Like on the shield or on the armored parts, right?
Yeah.
Like, putting it on the fabric
It
is
doesn't work.
weird. Yeah. So I will say, like, admittedly, I'm more open to this character than I was pretty much at any time before. But
Same.
let's get him a new costume, Marvel. I give
Yeah.
Dyke Ruin something good to do. All right, instead of all the
Mhm.
crap you'll see over the coming weeks. Andrew and I will talk about it. We looked through a lot of previews
yeah.
last night, and Dyke Ruin is doing amazing work for terrible books and terrible characters. It's very, very
Yeah.
heartbreaking. But yes, I do like this moment here too, right? Where Pete's like, well, thank you for that pep talk. You're stronger, I'm strong. It's sort of like a good moment, right? Like, thanks for that. I needed that pep talk. And then he's like, see you around. And he goes to web off and he's out of fluid. And he's like, that would have been a cool exit, right? And Kitsugi's like, I was feeling it. I
Yeah.
like it. But again, Andrew, it's that, how do I square this Peter away with the one that's everywhere else in the 616? It just,
Right.
it's not the right timeline. It put this, remember that Spider-Man The Lost Years stupid series they did in the 90s to do the whole clone thing? This feels like it would actually be like a Lost Years story, right? Like this takes place at ESU, like when he's in college or
Right.
something. So, but with that, we end on sort of the standard Spidey moment going, you know what? Cracks make you stronger. Hang in there, Spidey. It'll all be fine. Which, again, like, so yeah, that's, I think, the base for my division is even with this page, it's like these are good moments on their own. And if you were
Yeah.
to pick them out and like throw them into a movie or something and be like, oh, we took inspiration from that issue for that, like, cool. It definitely works. It just feels so insulting and dumb that we're still at this point, right? Of like
Right.
Peter being like, hang in there, hang in there, hang in there. He hasn't moved past one more day. We talk about it all the time. And it's just a bummer because like, okay, fun. But we get to this page and I ultimately go like, okay, cool. That's right. Nothing is going to change.
Yeah.
One sec. Vamp for a second. My dogs are whining. I just got to let them out of my room. So one
All
sec.
good. All good. Yeah, guys, Amazing Spider-Man's been in a really up and down situation for this entire run by Kelly. And Kelly's a good writer. But he's been really hit or miss on this run. There've been a couple of really good arcs, or at least very interesting arcs. And then just some real head scratchers and things that feel like they go nowhere. There's still stuff that feels like it went nowhere. Like, honestly, until this issue, I'd completely forgotten about the 8 Deaths arc because I didn't care. You're muted.
Did you forget about Hellgate? Like,
Oh, yeah, and Hellgate. Like, he mentions Hellgate here, right? And
And-
then it's like, oh, yeah, he exists too. And I still don't care.
did he beat it? I don't think.
I don't care about Timu Ares.
But
Like,
the problem is too, like, so like in these issues and then the last couple Death Spirals, they keep framing it as like, I beat Hellgate. And it's like, you didn't. You crashed that ship into him and knocked him
yeah,
out,
no, you didn't.
but he is still very much alive and still very much like, I need to kill the Steel or like the Silk Prince or whatever the stupid thing is, right? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, to me, I'm just like, guys, what are we doing here? Are we about to Clone Saga his ass and just like forget about
Oh,
him?
gosh.
Like, that's still my favorite thing. Still my favorite piece of trivia, guys. Judas Traveler, big mysterious villain of the Clone Saga, was, he could teleport, he could control your mind, he could be everywhere. Woo-wee woo. What was his connection? He walks out of he teleports out of a panel in 1997, does not show back up until 2021 in the battle, like the final battle of the Krakoa era. Like,
Yeah.
what is that? Orchis, the Orchis
The
War.
Orchis, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's where he shows back up because they just went, oh, I don't know what to do with this character. So, I don't know. I mean, to your point that you just said, where it's like Kelly's got hit and miss, he's a good writer. It just feels like he's being kind of like with most writers who aren't Zeb Wells. He's just being, what should we call it? Like,
Probably hamstrung
that's the word I was looking for. Yep, by editorial.
by Spider-Man editorial office.
Remember, Nick Spencer
Which,
got
surprise.
the closest, right? He was like, I'm gonna undo Peter and MJ. And even they were like, last second,
Yeah, they
no,
were
you're
like,
not.
nope. It's like,
We're actually gonna get a new run going, so no, that's not gonna
we're
happen.
gonna let you set that up as your premise, and then you're gonna like let everybody down.
And we're gonna have
not gonna let
so
you
many
finish it.
splash
Like, really?
pages of it. There's that Humberto Ramos one of them kissing on the top, and it's just like, oh, never mind. Like da. But that's where we are with Amazing Spider-Man. In 2 weeks, Spore. Andrew, what do you? Any thoughts? Obviously, I didn't hear your stuff. Like, you liked this more than I did, so hit me with
I
it.
did, but it was this last sequence did all the heavy lifting.
Yes.
To be very clear.
Absolutely.
Like, it was this last sequence of like when because I liked his interaction. I still like his interactions with his like little B team Guardians of the Galaxy.
I like
I think
them.
it's fun. And you know, basically from there on, I really enjoyed it, and especially the back part, like we were talking about, like with him having that, you know, chat with his past self, and then talking with Kintsugi. Like I really liked all of that. The rest of it had stuff that was either I don't care, um, or just completely stupid, like the stuff with Ben, right? The stuff with Brian, like okay,
Sure.
that's fine. So we're setting up a probably what works very well as a Spider-Man villain, right? So
I'm hoping so.
I'm with
yeah.
you there. Like, okay, we could do something with that. But like the first, this is an instance where like Act 3 of this issue does all the heavy lifting, and Acts 1 and 2 are bleh.
Yes, very, very like even in terms of wrap up, right? It's like, oh, we cured the B team Guardians. Did we learn anything? Did we inoculate them against? Did we learn something about Symbi and the Clintar? Nope, they're just cured. They're cool.
We learned nothing.
And so, yeah, it is yet. I mean, yeah, that's the best way I can put it, right? Like, it is yet another amazing Spider-Man issue. Let's hope Queen of Black does something better, because this book is still just. At this point, I feel like you and I can almost make like a pre-recorded clip of like, here, let us explain the issue. This happens, this happens, and nothing happens. See it back to us for the next book, right? And it would be the exact same every time.
Kind of that, yeah.
But that is Amazing Spider-Man for the week. Where do you want to go from here? We've got a couple good things, couple awful things, couple whatever things.
Let's see, what were the other things that I read? Batman. Oh, that's right. Absolute Superman was freaking book of the week.
Absolutely.
And there was the crossover.
There was.
We could do the crossover.
You want to go to Sonic?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's go from absolutely terrible on kind of all measures to something that's lighthearted and fun, right? Like, yeah. Let's see. Nexion says, "I want a Doctor Strange Spider-Man crossover book." I mean, that's kind of what 8 Deaths was, right? Well,
I was gonna say that 8 Deaths involved Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was like spirit.
I don't want
to.
Yeah, I don't want to count it, but that's why I was like, would that technically count?
On a technicality, it counts.
I like them when they have good interactions. It's just the problem is they had really good interactions before the MCU. Then the MCU gave them their current relationship, and now too many writers don't know how to make it like 616 Doctor Strange Peter and
right.
Peter, or MCU Doc and Peter, right? And so instead of a Doctor Strange who like respects Peter but is also annoyed at, you know, the Spider-Maning up, like, take this more seriously, please, has now become like, all right, kids, like, shut up, like sarcasm. And it's just like, it's wrong. But if you do it right, it can turn out well. Again, you know, we mentioned it earlier, J. Michael Straczynski, on his run, he has that awesome story where Doctor Strange is like, I need your help, Peter. I know it's your birthday, but I need your help. And they go on like this multi-dimensional journey that ends with Doctor Strange going like, thank you. And I know I can't make it up to you, but I have a present for you. And it is literally like 30 seconds or like a minute with the actual soul, like actual Uncle Ben. And then, you know, like he dissipates. So there's potential there. I'd be up for it. As always, give it to the right writer. You know what I mean? Oh, speaking of, before we go on to DC stuff, did you see Marvel is launching like they're doing another line revitalization, but this time for their like horror stuff, like Marvel Midnight. Did you see that?
Oh, I did see that. I just saw all that they did was just have a graphic that said midnight,
Yeah,
and then they said we're bringing this back, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, well, interesting.
okay.
Like, how about you get some of your tentpole titles in order?
Well,
first before we worry about that.
But also like who's leading it?
Who?
Who do you think?
It's not Hickman, is it?
It is Hickman, which means
I'm suddenly drastically more interested than I was.
I'm both drastically more interested. Exactly. Yep.
Like he's gonna get like 3/4 of the way through it, and then have some editorial bull put on him.
That's what
and he's not gonna be able to finish out whatever his vision was.
And it's just gonna fart all over. Guys, we've seen it with the X-Men. We saw it with the Ultimate line. We saw it with the Cosmic line. Like Marvel. It's an inside joke between me and Andrew and you guys here, but like Marvel hates Jonathan Hickman. They hate him like they hate Spider-Man, right? Like they are the crown jewels in their Marvel crown, and they go, oh look, we have Hickman, we have Spider-Man. And then they go, Spider-Man's getting a new series. Hickman's getting a new series. Oh, but Spider-Man series is actually, in the Brand New Day era. And Hickman's thing is actually canceled halfway through. Like, that's why I'm right there with you. I go, ooh, Hickman. Okay, so it's going to be canceled after like 2 issues, and we're not going to care about it anymore.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so that I just wanted to bring that up because I'm like, of course, Hickman. I'm so sorry. Please, like DC, just give him a boatload of money.
Give him an offer.
Just
give him like an exclusivity deal, like whatever you initially gave Bendis and King.
Oh, that's right.
Get King out of there. And have somebody who can actually write worth a damn.
Yeah,
put him on Flash.
You know what? Just kick King over to the DCU. That's what he's writing everything.
Put him on anything. You could actually put him on probably just about anything.
You can put him on anything. But this popped in my head as we were just talking right now. Jonathan Hickman, Absolute Justice League. He's like one of the few people I would trust to be able to bring them together in a way that like works, right? So I'm like, ooh, that could be cool, but unfortunately, we got to go through another 7 Marvel thing. Oh, and then there was Marvel Magic that he did with Gods, and they were like,
oh, that's right, yeah.
They were like, oh yeah, we're redoing everything. They did so little with that. When the Gods appeared at the end of Phoenix, you and I were like, who the hell are these people? Like, where'd they even come from? And I read Gods. And I saw and I was still like, who? Oh my God, it's them. That's crazy. But Gods aside, and Hickman, we'll be looking out for you. Oh my God, what if he goes to Ghost Machine?
Yeah. I mean, that's where all the best writers
from the
big 2 were going for a while.
Oh man, put him with Gary Frank. Just do it. I would pay so much money for that. Come on. Who owns Ghost Machine? I guess it's John's, I think, or is it all of them again? Is it like an Image deal?
The Ghost Machine universe is like
that's under Image, right?
Creator owned by a conglomerate of those guys. So John's,
Frank, Hitch is one of them, I think.
Hitch is one of them. Yes. I'm forgetting some of the other guys for some Tomasi.
Yes, it's Tomasi. Yeah. So yeah, it's like an old Image.
I think
kind of like Image used to be.
Too.
Yes, him. Yes. Yeah, Tinian's over there. Tinian, Mr. 4, if you will.
Yeah,
but it's like old Image, or how Image currently still is. So that makes me happy, but that would make me laugh immensely hard if he ends up going over to DC and getting put there, or to Ghost Machine. But all of that aside, we're gonna leave Ghost Machine. We're gonna leave Marvel. We're gonna go somewhere completely opposite. We're going to go over to the DC Universe, and we're going to go over to the first issue of the new, the second DC Sonic crossover. As we
second one,
as we mentioned at the top, they did DC X Sonic last year. Now we have DC X Sonic, the Metal Legion. Let's see, recapping just that last one. Overall, if you guys remember, Andrew and I were pretty big fans of it.
We enjoyed it.
It does what a crossover does, or needs to do, right? It gave you a little bit of your greatest hits not too much of it, and then gave you sort of, a basic, we're broken out apart, now we're together apart, team up. It did what it did. There's nothing to really write home about with its narrative.
It was kind of your paint by numbers.
Paint by numbers. That's the term I was looking for, because that's the
one.
one you were using all the time when we were reading it.
Yeah.
There were obviously issues, if you guys remember, with the character voices, specifically with Flash, because, well, Flash, okay, it's not even voices, really. It's some of their voices were a little wonky, but when it came to Flash, they just kind of threw up their hands and said whatever, because they started mixing up every Flash.
Yeah, they mixed up all the Barry. They mixed up Barry and Wally stuff for Flash.
The Hunter Zoom
they
stuff.
They mixed up Hunter and exactly.
And then
for the reverse Flash stuff.
Sometimes
they couldn't make up their minds.
They couldn't make up their minds. They Andrew and I remember you and I walked away. We're like, they can't make up their minds, but also just. I guess I'm just reiterating what you said, but which one did they want more of? They can't even decide that. They keep changing in between issues. It's like, oh, it's Wally. Oh no, now he's acting like Barry. Oh, he's kind of acting like Bart for a second there. That's really weird. So
yeah,
with all that, we still had fun. Still a good miniseries. We saw this one coming down the pipe. We went, all right, we're totally in for it. Obviously, you guys saw Andrew just loaded up on all that Sonic stuff for Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
So we were amped. We were ready. And I would say this first issue, it's pretty good. Or, I mean, how do I say this? How do we describe it?
It has a lot of fun interactions. Oh, you got that foil.
I got the foil one. You have to.
Nice.
You know where we are? I'll go get you one because.
But I did get the what was it? I
the
did
Batman
get two
one
other variants.
Oh, see, I unfortunately had to pass on the variants because I know that Serge Acuna one is going to be connecting, and I just can't afford to go full connecting right now.
And so I got this one.
Yes.
Because I had to get that one.
You know what's funny? I actually didn't know if you would get that because I left it off of our foil variant pull list graphic for this week because I was like, I don't know if Andrew will get it because it's so Catwoman focused.
Yeah, because I hate Catwoman. But
yeah.
It has Rouge and it's got Shadow.
Yeah.
So they cancel her out.
Well, so what are you going to do about it? Which is just mwah. See, that one's perfect.
This is the best image I've seen of Flash Sonic.
Yeah. No,
so far.
Serge Acuna,
I don't
man.
usually like how he's drawn. For whatever reason, the design always seems to fit weird on him.
Well, it's because they can never decide really where it is it's his cuffs on his shoes and on his gloves because they can't decide, is it Shadow style where it's tight, or is it Sonic style where it's loose, or is it emerald or not emerald silver where it's two hard bands. And so yeah, it between panels it's fine, but then you have one page where he's not there and then it'll be different when you come back, and it's right, let's get a little consistency here. But that aside, we have Ian Flynn back behind the wheel here writing once again. The basic premise of this new series is that following the events of last time where the Justice League and the Sonic team, they came together, beat up Darkseid, right? Now, out of nowhere, their worlds have become permanently connected. There are now permanent portals connecting Sonic's world to the DCU. So we see things a bunch of the Sonic Forces creative characters running past Jimmy at the Daily Planet. We see Bark and Polar. They are doing some deals with, I don't know if it's anybody in particular, but with some gangster goons. We see Big the Cat fishing out Aquaman from the water, which I like that one a lot. And then, of course, we open with our boys right back at it again. Wally and Sonic racing, going, hey, I'm investigating these weird portals. Are you? Yeah, I am, right? So that's their team up connection. And with that, we see that, we kind of check in on the rest of the DC universe where the Sonic characters are all dropping in to visit, right? They're coming over from their world and, they're going to the person they teamed up with last time. So Amy drops right back in on Wonder Woman, helps her put down Hades with the Pico Pico hammer. Then we have Knuckles goes to hang out with Superman, where he introduces Superman to Cream. And what the hell is the Chow's name?
Cheese.
Is it cheese? Okay, that's what I thought,
Cheese.
but I was not positive. So they introduced Cream properly to Superman because as I did like that they pointed this out. During the last issue, there's a panel where Superman like flies in and like saves them when everything's going wrong. It's like a one panel cameo, but they go, "Oh yeah, hey, we met last time." With this, we also get a new visitor to the lineup, or a new addition to the lineup, a new visitor to the Sonic world. Kara's here! And Crypto and Kara just falls in love with Cream. She just goes, "This is the cutest thing in the world."
And Kara
like,
says, "I'm staying here."
And she does the like anime thing, like her eyes go all black, like her heat vision. She's like, "I'm staying here. This is my home now," right? So we have them introduced.
It was a funny moment.
It's a definitely funny moment. Then we have, another check-in with Silver going to the Justice League Watchtower, says hi to John. John says, "Hey, if you're going to be in our universe, you're going to need a ring." Puts it back on. And I know it's a moment you're going to love. As soon as he does, Guy goes, "Oh, welcome back, Palm Frond." And Silver goes, "Can we just kill him? Can we just throw him out of the airlock?"
I loved it.
I loved you got 6 other lanterns on Earth. We could say it was an accident, right?
Yep.
So, with that, the Justice League gets an alert that the operation against Hive is currently it's a go. They're launching into action, and we check in on the Teen Titans teaming up with Tails and Blaze, who is a new addition here. So I like this moment too, where Beast Boy
cool
mid-fight is like, "Wait, I didn't get to do this last time," and he transforms into a Tails. Or like a double-tailed kitsune, however you want to frame his species. He even tries to fly a little bit and goes like, "Oh man, how do you even pull this off? This is so hard." I will say, I like this page. Everything on here is good. There's nothing wrong with the page per se. This is unfortunately the first canon depiction of a barefoot Sonic character. And I just don't know what that's going to spell for the rest of the internet. I'm just very, very afraid for where we go from here, right?
We've actually seen it in the older Archie comics, but not in the
that's
IDW.
True. We haven't seen it in IDW. And then we technically saw them in some of the Sonic Adventure artwork, the summer artwork, but they're just blobs. You remember what I'm talking about? So this is modern feat for a modern audience, I guess. I don't know. So furries, have your day, I guess. But I just saw that and I went, "Oh no!" "Oh no, they don't know what they've done." The Oppenheimer.
Horribly amiss.
Yes, exactly. I just felt something, as if thousands of souls cried out that their sons and daughters are lost.
Yeah.
But with that, we discover Brother Blood, of course, is back in charge of Hive, and Charmy, of all people, is teaming up with him. He is happily on Brother Blood's side until Blaze kind of goes, "What are you doing here?" And Charmy goes, "Oh, he's the president of a bug-themed just club. So I wanted to join." And she's like, "No, Charmy, you're too innocent for this. You got to go home. They'll kill you, Charmy." But Charmy realizes the error of his ways, goes into action, and essentially stings Brother Blood into submission, if you will. And everybody wraps up right there, to which we jump over to Gotham City, where we begin with probably my favorite little moment of this entire issue, which is Batman throws up a bat signal to call Shadow, and the signal itself is his stupid tribal tattoo logo from Shadow the Hedgehog. And I went, "That rules," right? I also laughed too because Damian makes a little joke here where he goes, "This is stupid and it debases your iconography." And he's I laughed at that a lot. I really laughed at that. Right?
I liked the shots that he and Shadow took at each other.
I do. Sequence. And then it gets weird. Then it gets to one of those weird voice parts, which I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But, Shadow shows up. Him and Damian are like, "Oh, you lose another Batmobile? Oh, you could try to fight." They're doing that Vegeta Goku thing almost, right? But they're both Vegetas. Yeah. And so Batman goes, "I need your help. I'm glad you're here. We're looking into why these portals just randomly showed up one day," right? That's the plot apparently, is that all the portals you saw, the ones Flash and Sonic were running through, just appeared on the planet one day. And they're looking into it, and they say all 3 of them kind of put their heads together and go, "Well, it had, somebody had to know. It got created on Prime Earth, and so somebody
Yeah.
has to have knowledge of the Sonic world, and they all go, it's got to be Lex and Eggman. Which, okay, fine. Here's what bugs me about that, though, man, is literally, like, you can see it here. Let me get into the right zoom. Oh my god, I'm going all over the place. But
And where it actually says the name of the thing on it.
yes, like right down
Yeah.
there,
Lex Egg.
Lex Egg, like right, big ol'. It's in like
we
bold
kinda
letters.
advertised it in neon lights, practically.
Like, I got to that part, and I was like, my reaction was kind of the like office look at the camera, and I was like, is he stupid? Like, are they stupid? Like, what? This isn't Batman. Like, what the hell are we
For the
doing
sake
here?
of the plot, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Like, all right, fine, whatever. Plot. So from there, they say, you know, we need your help, and Shadow goes, oh, I'll do it on my own, and then, you know, no, but we need, you know, the Justice League can help, yada yada, and Shadow goes, fine, I guess you can help, and they go, all right, if you're gonna, and then Robin goes, yeah, all right, you can help us, but if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it in like our style, right? And that's the
Right.
moment I was talking about, Andrew. I'm like, that is not a
That
Damien.
is not something Damien
That's
would
a
say
Tim
at all.
That is 100% a Tim.
Yeah.
Maybe a Dick, but like, yeah, that just took me so kind of like, whoa, okay.
I can see Grayson saying that as well, for sure. But
Yeah.
not Jason, and definitely not Damien.
Definitely not Damien, especially this Damien, right? Like, this is still the like, he's still in his stupid black costume, so like, this is still like little shithead Damien.
Yeah.
But from there, we get the big reveal that it's Lex and Eggman working together to make money. And yeah, with that, the episode or the issue ends with the introduction of the Legion of Doom to help both of them in case any problems arise, which is obviously, you know, in case the Justice League or the Sonic crew jumps in to save the day. So, yeah. What do you think, Andrew? I'm sure our thoughts are pretty much the same. So, why don't you hit this? You wrap this one for us.
So far, it's not all too dissimilar from the first one, which was pretty paint by numbers when it comes to events, crossover events of this variety. Like, it has some really good moments. I'll say, like, all of the illustrations for the Sonic characters looked fantastic.
They look really good.
The faces for the DC characters still wig me out, and I feel like I said that in the last one
You did,
as well.
and they do. And I can't even lock down why it is they bug us. Like, I see it. I don't have the words for like what it is exactly that's bugging us, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Then just like character voice for some of the characters was really all over the place. Like, I liked Blaze and Corey's interaction. That was good. Charmy was pretty on point.
I love Charmy.
Raven's voice, even though she only had the one line, felt off. Shadow was fine up until that final like 2 panels or whatever, where it's like, now you're kind of both acting like children, which is weird.
Right?
So like some of the dialogue was a bit stiff and some of the character voices a bit off, but like overall, if it's as good as the first one, I'll enjoy the event overall.
Yeah, like I'm completely here for this. I'm really happy we got, you know, I'm glad they're building out the roster. Like, we got Blaze now, we got Charmy now, we got Rouge now. So like, you know, we're not saying stale. Let's just hope it's fun. I really, just like the last one, I don't need anything big here. I don't need the defining Sonic story or a Kingdom Come, right? Like, I want to have fun. And so far so good. Did you grab this variant though?
My shop didn't have that.
Oh my god!
It had the 2 connecting ones.
Yes, I know the ones you're talking about. Yeah.
But and then the ones that I grabbed, and I feel like there was maybe one more, but I don't recall seeing that one.
Dude, well, this is a Batman variant, like for the Batman like regular series, but Mirka and Dolfo, baby, doing a full set of the DC Sonic. So I'm very much ready for that for him to drop.
Now, is that going to be across the various DC titles?
It looks like it's going to be, yeah, because this is Batman, so we'll probably get one on like Superman, Wonder Woman.
That means I'm not getting all of them because, well, oh wait, is it during the the brief interim on Wonder Woman where it's
That's
not
what I was.
king on it?
That's
Oh,
exactly what I was about to say. I was like, wait, hold. We're okay. We're in the clear. We are technically in the clear.
okay.
And
Okay.
if not-
I may.
And if not, I will. A, you can excoriate me publicly right here in front of everybody, but I will also very much make it up to you if I'm completely shitting the bed here.
Okay.
That one's on me.
Noted.
But yeah, I think you and I both also said, let's hope we get some Metal Sonic. I haven't seen any previews that suggest him, but
Well,
it's the perfect build-up. Yeah.
Considering it's being called Metal Legion, I'm assuming
yeah.
Metal Sonic has something to do with it.
Unless they just what's it called? What the hell is that? The putting the little flickies and shit in the machines, right?
Mechanized or roboticized?
Roboticized, right? What if they like roboticize everybody else, right? Like
maybe
the Justice League or like
that
the
possible.
Titans. So maybe it's that.
You are
but
correct. That
you
is
also
entirely possible.
If it turns out to be Metal Sonic, I'm gonna feel very, very stupid that I didn't just go like Metal Legion, duh.
Yeah.
But that is DC Sonic Metal Legion, everybody. And yeah, pretty good. Excited to see where it goes from there. With that, I think we're good with the Sonic crew for tonight. Andrew, what do you want to jump to now? I know we're running up. We're at an hour and a half here. We have, we could still talk about Absolute Superman. We could also talk about Batman. I know Batman was not as much of your jam as past weeks have been. I know we're both really excited for Superman. Where should we jump, my friend?
Let's hit Absolute Superman.
All right.
I'd rather talk about something I genuinely loved through and through rather than something that I kind of snored through.
I agree. I will say, I just want to bring it up for two kind of things to point out. One, really love the Jimenez cover. There's just something
that
about
cover's awesome.
It's
I
so
love
good. It's very
seeing Bruce and Barbara kind of back to back like that is cool. Like that's cool.
on the same
I still hate that
plane.
suit.
This is like a worse version of that suit too. Like there's never mind. This isn't the Burnside suit. This is just like the new all-in suit. Yeah, the all-in suit is just bad because like they took away all the cool stuff from the Burnside suit, which is like the pouches and the belts. Like that was the only real cool thing from there, and they kept everything else, but they got rid of that, which was dumb. But quick recap for everybody who wants to know, because we really aren't going to spend a lot of time on this. I just want to point one thing out to Andrew. We pick back up with, Vandal Savage still declaring Batman and everybody, all the Bat family, public enemy number one. Tonight, they've decided they're going to go out and raid all of their safe houses. So Bruce calls all of the Bat family and tells them, he gives them missions saying like, you go here, retrieve this info, and then burn the place down, right? Like we got to be smart about this. He even admits like, we're going to lose tonight because it's just numbers. Like we can't beat them, but we can be smart. So...
Well, okay. Well, you know what? We're here.
Okay. Yeah.
So the entire premise for this annoys me, and it annoys me more by the end because it just felt like the thing we've done a million times before. Like how many months ago, or maybe only a year or so, was it? It's like, oh, Bruce Wayne doesn't have his fortune. Bruce Wayne doesn't have this. He doesn't have access to his gadgets. Oh, like you get one of those. And then if you decide to go back to giving him all of his crap, you don't get to do that again.
Which is...
You already played that card. That's why you don't get to kill Superman again.
And you know what?
You played that card. I'm bored now. I don't need that. What did have me potentially interested here was when he says we're going to lose. I'm like, okay, so now the rest of this issue, I just hit my mic. The rest of this issue, he's going to be describing like subtly what each member of the Bat family is going to do to make it appear as though they lost, or maybe they're, and I was like, oh, so Barbara's gonna get captured on purpose. She's gonna be actually infiltrating Vandal Savage's crap from the inside. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm here with this. And then as I kept turning the page, I'm like, actually, this just kind of feels like the last two times we took away all of Bruce's toys and stuff like that. And I became immediately disinterested, especially like the last page is what pissed me off the most, or one of the last pages. When they blow up the Wayne Mansion, I was like, I'm done.
Right here.
I'm done.
Because
like, yes, I know you
didn't we just do this though? Like actually, like didn't we just blow up Wayne Manor? Like actually,
we just did this. Because remember, there was a while where he was living in the alternate place in the city.
That's right. Yes. but he still had his money, and then he lost his money, and then we went to that.
Because that was actually, wasn't that even in like the beginning of All In? He was still living in that place in the city and not back at the manor? Or
yes, no, you're right. Or whether it was in this book or another like All In title, that is mentioned.
How much you want to bet that Hush 2 was supposed to partially fill that gap?
Hush 2 is going to end with the mansion being rebuilt from that last time. And then it's going to be like, oh yeah, by the way, it doesn't actually exist technically because we already blew it up.
Yeah, like I just don't care. There were a couple of really good pages, like the one where Bruce swoops down to run interference right there. That like partial splash running down the left-hand side of that page. That reminded me of how Jimenez.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, huge credit to who is the artist for this issue? It is
Weeks.
Oh, is it really? Right? No, it's Ryan Sook. It's Ryan Sook.
Sook.
But
Sook
it's you know what? It is. I feel like he has a weird inker because it doesn't look like Sook's regular art, or like maybe they tried to color and ink it to be closer to Jimenez, so it throws it off. But yeah, like this page, I was like, softer black lines, a big emphasis on the blue of the suit. So yeah, I got to this page and I was like, bravo! Like at least you're getting an artist who's at least like getting close to what the spirit of the book is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
but just the story, I just don't care.
It really is just, I like this page too, where just like Stephanie takes out 2 cops because she's just pissed off. Yeah, and she's just like,
2 freaking Vandal Savages goons.
And she's like, yeah, I'm like, it's cool.
Because it's not like she's just knocking out members of the GCPD for the sake of knocking out men. Like, guys, context matters. These are dudes that are under Vandal Savage's paybook right now.
Like who consider Batman a bad guy, right? Like
they're out for blood. They're out to put holes in the Bat family.
We saw that. Right? Remember, they shot. I mean, it wasn't them, but like a cop shot at Robin. Robin. Like he got him. So this is not, as Andrew said, context matters. You're probably gonna get a handful of videos from the usual suspects going, oh, Batman hates cops, and it's like,
no, he hates corruption.
He hates corrupt cops, which is that amazing scene you and I pointed out at the beginning of the run. Yeah. But yes, to sort of Andrew's whole point, it is the whole plot is, like I said, we got to burn all these locations, and it just plays out very straightforward. You know, like, oh, if you get captured, drop your bag and run, and they do, and they're fine. And you know, they go, don't use any of your powers, don't attack them, because then they're going to use that as an excuse to bring in like federal power. And they go, okay, we'll be fine, and they are. And it's just like, yeah, okay, so what's the real? There's no stakes essentially. Everybody is fine, and then we've also been here a million times before. So like, just what genuinely are we doing? But the one thing I did want to bring up about this that made me laugh very, very, very hard. Look at this page, Andrew. Who would you say is that character in the first, if you didn't know anything about where we are in current canon and you just had a general knowledge of DC, who's standing there getting targeted by the GCPD?
It looks like Kim Possible.
Okay, a little more knowledge.
Where we're at in current canon.
Okay, I am being a little obtuse.
I feel like I'm missing this one unnecessarily.
I am being a little obtuse.
When you say it, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm retarded.
So, if I'm to open this book and I'm coming back to comics, or I know general comics, I go, Batman, we got a Bat family, redhead with glasses in the clock tower. Oh, that's Barbara Gordon, Oracle. Why? First off, Batgirl is in
Why
suit.
Is she in the Batgirl suit?
Which is like, Batgirl, Stephanie is Batgirl here. Like, she calls her Batgirl a million different times.
Yeah.
And then, so like, we get to this issue, and I will admit, seeing...
And she doesn't even have her cool Batgirl outfit on either.
No, she has her, like, spoiler one, which is kind of stupid. Or it's her... Yeah. Her like upgraded
Mortal
spoiler
Kombat
one.
half mask thing.
I genuinely don't like it.
I hate that on
Jason.
pretty much any and every character. I hated on Jason. I hate it here on Stephanie. I hated on what's his butt, the dude that's the new like kind of pseudo speedster in the Spidey books.
Oh yeah, Rapid or whatever his stupid
Rapid,
name is.
yeah. Like the rest of his suit is kind of fine. I'm like, okay, that's pretty paint by numbers.
But you put on the
design,
like,
but I'm not mad
yeah,
about it.
the half mask thing, and I'm instantly over it.
Yeah,
that's why
I automatically hate it as soon as I see that.
And like when Chuck initially like created her and stuff, like she had the lower like face like gator. That's what it was, right? Like it wasn't a hard thing, and I can run with that. That's still don't like it that much, but I can get behind that more than I can like this really hard shelled, sharp mask thing. So yeah, I'm right there with you. But this issue, like I'm laughing the entire time I'm reading it, Andrew, because like yes. It's a dumb plot. We've been here before, but I'm watching Oracle like so she's oracling the hell out. Like she's coordinating everybody. She's even got the like little upper hand here at the end,
Which is
right?
stuff that
Like
you'd expect of Oracle, right? And I was fine with the Babs stuff.
But that's what I'm saying is like, look how well she like plays here. Why do you guys continue to insist that she is Batgirl? Like you guys don't even believe
she's
it.
better as Oracle. Like I let Cass and let Steph handle the Batgirl stuff.
We could get a new one going if you just let Barbara, right? We can 4 Batgirls might be pushing it, but I can go with 3. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yes, so overall, very
Barbara be your gal in the chair.
Exactly. And then like here,
if somebody
let her
runs
infiltrate
up on her, she can handle herself.
Which is like, how cool would that be if we played in continuity now where it's like, oh, we got the cripple. She stands up and they go like, what? We didn't know. And then,
and then she whoops the crap out of her.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, hell yeah, Babs. Absolutely
right?
not. Like, but alas, now we lead into that Barbara Gordon breakout series that I still don't care about. Like,
well, I forgot that was going to be a thing. And I was like, who's even writing this? And it's Mariko Tamaki. And I'm like, oh, so I'm not reading it.
Oh, God, no. Ew.
I was like, nope, that evil is not allowed in my home.
It's not only is it Mariko Tamaki, it's Mariko Tamaki admittedly taking on like a setting that has a lot of current like events and discourse we can have around it, which is like, yes, we can have it. And there's discourses that should be had about like prison systems and stuff, but like, she's not going to handle it well.
No, she's going to make it completely on the nose, ham-fisted, no discussion to be had, just completely insufferable character writing.
Oh, speaking of that. Oh my God.
Did you read? Oh, you didn't read through the preview of it, did you?
Of what?
Because the preview of
of Breakout?
of that book is in the back of
the
back of the Bat book.
I just genuinely
I read the first page
care.
and I was like, I can't do this. And then I looked at and then was like, who's writing this? Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not doing this.
Oh, man. Yeah, no.
I'll also say this last page right here of Babs, like, she's looking particularly good there. Compared to how the art was in the rest of the book. And the art in the rest of the book wasn't bad, but, like, she's rendered far better there.
She almost looks John Boy here. Compared to, like...
Yeah.
I can see, like, if I look at this page, I can see the Ryan Sook. Right? Like, I can definitely see, even though he's inked a little different, I can see it. But then I go here, and something about, like, the hair movement and the color, it just, it screams John Boy to me. In a good way. In a very good way. So...
Oh, absolutely.
I wonder if there was a different artist for that. No. It says it was just him. Ryan Sook. So, whatever he did on that credits spread art. Bruno Redondo. Yeah, that's going to be Bruno, I think. Oh, no. They're talking about this. This is Bruno Redondo. This is what they're talking about.
Oh, I see.
So I guess that was Ryan Sook who did that last page, which is like, okay, out of nowhere you decided to go off. I guess the last page is the page to do it.
I guess so, yeah.
Also, I will say, for those who don't know, right now, Tim recently said like 2 issues ago, like I have to take a break from being Robin. Like I need to find myself. I need to go like, dedicate my time to school and to Bernard. And so like here in this issue, everybody goes like, are we calling in Tim? And they go like, no, he's on a break. Like he's on a sabbatical. And I'm like, okay, good that you guys are respecting that, I guess. But like, this is like DEFCON 17. I think you
Yeah.
can call in Tim. You should call in
Well,
Jason.
It was a stupid idea to begin with.
Oh,
and
absolutely. No,
I
absolutely.
did like the kind of shot that Steph took at Tim.
Yes.
It's like,
Whereas,
cool for Tim.
yeah, Drake is on
right?
sabbatical. He's in a relationship. Oh, cool for Tim. Yep. I was like, yes, like,
You should have some salt, Steph. 'Cause
Right?
That was some bullshit.
that's some absolute bullshit that it's not you. I'm still mad that they had that scene where it's like, Bernard, I'd like to introduce you to somebody. This is Stephanie Brown, my like coworker and ex-girlfriend. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you.
The girl I'd been with for decades in the comics,
And,
right?
and she's like, oh my God, I love you guys. Like, this is so cool. And I'm like, girl, be salty. Like, you have even if, put the gay thing aside, like, you got dumped for somebody else. And now he's going like, hey, let me introduce you guys. Like, go pee in his Cheerios, please. Like, have some level of self-respect. I will say, though, before we get out of here, I really did like this moment where Bruce talks with the Alfred hallucination, which we've confirmed through Fraction in interviews, that this is not a, like, hologram. It's not a tech thing. Bruce is losing it. But he has this little conversation here about, like,
the dialogue at the end of this is kind of stupid.
Really? You thought it was stupid?
It came off as childish, the last two panels.
See, it did, but I thought that worked because
particularly Bruce's response.
Well, that. Yes, I can agree with that. So what Andrew and I are talking about,
like, I could understand Pennyworth,
Alfred, yeah, right.
I could, because Pennyworth has been sassy to Bruce for ages, right?
And
I'm fine with that.
Right. So okay, good. Never mind. We're on the same page then, because in this moment, Bruce is talking about the Alfred is like come on, like you got to like be like a father to him. You can't be. He has to. I really liked what he says here. Yeah, like he's like, Bruce is going like he's arrogant, entitled, and Alfred goes, he doesn't know how to fail because you've never modeled that for him, because then you wouldn't be infallible. And I'm like, damn, that's like a good lesson like for our characters, but also like if I were to have like a kid, like that is something I've never even thought of, like how important it is to model graceful losing or graceful failing for your children. Otherwise they turn into little shitbags, right? Who stomp and throw tantrums.
You have to know how to be graceful in both victory and defeat.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. Use the clip. Yeah, everybody, you all heard it like 9 times. You know what it is for tonight. But so yeah, they're going back and forth. Bruce is like, no, you don't understand. And Alfred basically goes like, you've got to show him. And Bruce has this moment where he's like, raising him is so hard, Alfred. And so Alfred goes, that reminds me of something Jason said when we were training him back in the day. Nut up, Buttercup. And so I like that line because of kind of what you said, where Bruce in this moment is kind of acting like a little bitch, right? Like, it's hard, like, and it's like, I don't know if you really deserve anything more than like nut up, right? Like what more is there to say? And I did like that it was a connection point to Jason, who was the other like problem child, if you will. So it's like, we've done it. We've been here before. But then
this line that he says in his head in response, that pissed me off, actually. I was like,
even though he's so he jokes to he does the thing, he's like, I don't miss you at all, Pennyworth, and I'm glad you're dead. And then Pennyworth goes like, I shall see you in hell, Master Bruce. Like,
it just
not
doesn't
them.
land for me.
It's not them.
It doesn't land.
That would be like Ollie and Roy, right? Maybe Barry and like Wally,
or Ollie and Hal,
or something like that. But
Ollie and Hal for sure.
Oh, absolutely an Ollie and Hal thing right here. But yeah, between Batman and Alfred, it did feel very weird to me. So yeah, it's a weird issue. I wish it was better because we really liked this run, but it does kind of feel like we're hitting the treading water phase, right? Like, okay, yes, the Batman and crew are on the shit list. Can we move forward? Can we see why like Vandal is so hard on them? How they're gonna get out? Like something here, because now we're just treading water. So that's Batman. Hopefully we get better, but if not,
I'm willing to believe it'll get better.
Oh, I am too.
We've both really enjoyed Fraction's run thus far. This was just kind of an off issue for me, for the most part, because
No, I'm
based
right
on
there
the
with you.
premise that it sets up in the first couple of pages, I was like, ooh, this could be really interesting. And then you get maybe halfway through and it reveals itself to be just another, oh, we're gonna take away the toys and all
Right?
of that
Oh, take away the
for
toys.
6
Spider-Man loses
months.
his
And we'll,
powers. Yada
yeah,
yada. Like
like
we've
I've been
been
here
here.
before. I've
Yep.
seen this episode. Like next.
Like yeah, next
Hopefully
anything
that this
next.
is just a bad opening sell for it and it actually ends up being much cooler. But right now I'm not
I mean,
really feeling
the
it.
problem is we're not at opening sell right now. Like we're in middle sell. Like you're at this point, you're supposed to be like, you came into our store. Here's why you should stay in our store and shop. And
Yeah.
right now you're still going like, come on in. We've got deals. And it's like, okay, you got me in and I know that. But like, what do you have, to offer me that somebody else doesn't? And nothing right now. So hopefully it gets better. Hopefully they do something with this because yeah, Fraction has been killing it. And Jimenez is fantastic on the art in this book. I actually laughed, Andrew, because I got done with this issue and I went, wow, do I actually miss the like Joker subplot that they were doing that actually had some legs to it? Like, what the hell? So weird place for Batman. Off week for you. We'll check in on you next week. Before we go on to our final book of the week, I wanted to pull this page up to you because it reminded me of what you just said about like saying things on the nose, right? So this is Daredevil #2 by Stephanie Phillips, and I forget who's doing the art. It is Lee Garbett. In this current series, Matt is he's agreed to teach a law class at ESU, so that's why he's like a professor right here. And let's see, where was it? Where is the page where it happened? Is it in this book or is it in the other issue? Okay, let me pull up that issue because Daredevil 2 came out this week, and I told you like the other day, right? Like I picked up the first Daredevil issue, and it starts with, I told this to Andrew, picked up this issue, read it, when it came through. I got to this page, this big splash page, and I got really annoyed because it's like like I'm Matt Murdock, I'm blind, I'm a kid, and I'm like,
stop telling me who you are. I know who you are.
Like we have been here. Hold on. I think something's wrong with my headphones. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna pull out so I can like connect and reconnect, and then we'll be back. We'll go back to it. All right, we're fixed. It was just I just had to connect or disconnect and
make
reconnect.
sure it didn't mute us again.
We are not muted, thankfully. I double checked that. I didn't hit any extra buttons this time. But yeah, so like Andrew said, it was just like, fine, it's a #1, but like, I don't know. I don't need to hear any of this again, right? Like, I don't need to hear about how you can hear the heartbeat or how you lost your sight. Like, I don't know. But from there, so he's a professor at ESU, right? Oh yeah, so I stopped at that page. #2 came out this week. I said, all right, I'll catch up. I'll go finish it. This is issue 1. So Matt's a professor at ESU, whatever. We get to this page and Matt goes, I'd like to make a request of the class. I'd like to make our classroom technology free so we can really focus on the discussions, right? No phones or laptops. And then that student there, she goes, excuse me, Mr. Murdoch, but don't you use assistive technology? And he's like, well, if you need accessibility like services, like arrangements can be made. And she goes, well, not all students have equal access to that. Besides, banning technology doesn't really improve our ability to learn. It just assumes we all learn the same way. And so like from there, Matt goes like, okay, well, how about I make you a deal where like, I didn't think about how some students learn different, right? So how about you just put them away when we're having discussion? And they go like, deal. But I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? Right? Like,
what kind of asinine, unnecessary stupidity is that?
It genuinely feels like,
I'm not reading a superhero or street level vigilante comic book to get a freaking college classroom
accessibility
like,
lesson. Yes.
You know, lecture.
And
Sorry.
and I'm sorry, but like I don't know. And maybe, you know, I'll ask anybody out there who can, you know, explain to me, because I'm open to seeing, you know, me being wrong, but like is there not like a distinct difference between assistive technology for a fucking blind man and using your internet accessible laptop? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
I feel like there's a significant difference between those two things.
And this is
I
Marvel.
don't think it's unreasonable to assume that.
I don't think so either. And it's like, this is Marvel. Go have, just say like Mr. Fantastic invented an app that or like they made free laptops that can't connect, but you can like word process on it, right? And so
Sure, yeah.
that's what like, and the Future Foundation gave them away to every yada yada, whatever. Cool, that works. But this just like felt so stupid to me. Not even like, it's just so unnecessary and stupid.
That's really stupid. That's like late 2010s.
That's what I was about to say,
Marvel
right? Like
stuff right there.
I hate to use the word, but like it feels like that late 2014 like woke wave, right? Like did not need any of
that's
this.
like, man, nah,
nah,
good.
just nah. So that's all. I just wanted to bring up that page. There's nothing really else to talk about. It's a fine Daredevil book. But yeah, I just hit that and I'm just like,
that scene's rough. The rest of the book could be perfectly fine, but yeah, that scene's rough, man.
And like you and I have been in college in the era of laptops, right? Like I can confirm that, sure, yes, it like I got a lot of help out of being able to like write, like type instead of write or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I looked down
I'm a slow writer.
Right, same. And I'm a messy writer, so like I write a note and I'm like, am I the Unabomber? Like, did I just make a ransom note? Like I have no idea what's happening. But I know, like, I look down and everybody's on Facebook. Everybody, like, people were playing MMOs, like World of Warcraft. And I'm like, okay, not an unreasonable request to say distraction free, right? Like, so it doesn't make sense in a real world capacity. It definitely has nothing to do here in a fucking Daredevil comic book. Like, I don't know, man. Weird moment from Stephanie Phillips, who we generally like. So I
loved her stuff on Venomous. There was nothing like this in the stuff that she wrote.
Zero.
What was it, 2 years ago now?
She did that X-23 mini, and one of the characters. I shared. You didn't, but I know I shared pages to you because like there's a non-binary character in it, but that's it. Like they go like they don't even like really identify it or like, oh, that sounded mean, but like they don't point out that they're non-binary, right? They just like call them like they, them, and then there's like a character bio that says like, you know, non-binary. And it's like,
right,
okay, still distracting and weird or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But at least it's just like, that was incidental. This is like, hey, everybody, let's look at how we can be accessible. And I'm just like, we don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. And especially disappointing because I started watching Born Again, and that show's actually really good. And I'm like, oh yeah, I love Daredevil again. And then I come over here and I'm like, oh yeah, I hate Daredevil again.
I know it's been pretty divisive with fans. Like, I know a lot of people that love it, and I know a lot of people that hate it. And I, as somebody who's only seen like the first 2 or 3 episodes of the Netflix series, I have no interest in watching it until I at least get through that.
Which, I mean, you definitely should, because that's just objectively good television. Can't go wrong with that one. Whoop, pardon me. All right, let's see.
So I've been told.
So you've been told, and so you don't listen. I've noticed.
And so it shall be.
And so above, so below, or whatever that phrase is. But with that, let's get out of this ridiculous Marvelness. Let's get over to the big shebang of the night, the main event, if you will.
Yeah.
Absolute Superman number 19. So I actually think it's been a while, since we last checked in on the Absolute Superman universe. Or
I feel like we covered the last issue, didn't we?
I don't think so, because the last issue was when Shazam, or when...
Oh, maybe we covered the issue before that.
We covered the one before that, where he fights Hawkman and then Parasite with that guest artist that we were like, guest artist is good, just like... How do we say, like, he's fantastic and great, and if it wasn't Rafa as, like, the main artist, this guy would be good. Like, that's what I remember from the last one we covered. So, might as well set the stage for what we're doing here with this issue. So, before we get to this cover clash, if you will, we will jump over to last issue, Absolute Superman 18. So, basically, yeah, as we kind of mentioned a second ago, if you guys were following along our Absolute Superman coverage, where we are at this point in the story is Ra's al Ghul has been defeated. Superman has imprisoned him, and he goes to him every day to like read a book of just like survival stories of kids who were, you know, affected by Ra's. And over time, it has made him learn regret. He now is like, wow, I feel bad about all of that crap, right? So,
Right. Which, okay, only Superman could make you have a change of
really,
heart like that.
really, it's only Superman. Like, not even Wonder Woman, not even Captain America.
Nope.
Like, it is genuinely only Superman is the only person I would believe it from. But with that, you guys remember, as Andrew and I just mentioned a second ago, from that little bit, we jump to a 2-issue arc where Absolute Hawkman, who is sort of an undead agent of the Legion of Doom, you know, tries to get Superman to essentially stop, you know, messing around, stop, what do you call it? Upturning all of the world systems and all that fun stuff. They fight, but then they land in Metropolis, where they accidentally free Parasite, and a two-way battle for Superman versus Hawkman, and then Parasite unfolds. Eventually Superman wins, and that's where we kind of left off. He took Parasite home as like a little pet, and Hawkman said, you know, watch yourself out there, and scene. Now we open up here, where we open with a flashback to ancient Egypt. And it is, unsurprisingly, the backstory to Black Adam, which is pretty similar to the backstory we've always seen for him. You know, enslaved, his parents are killed. He, you know, desires that like, he has that righteous flame burning, but it's also corrupting him at the same time because he's so angry at everybody. What we, a change we get, though, is that rather than, you know, being visited by the wizard Shazam and being, you know, a new champion is needed and all that, we have the absolute Phantom Stranger, curiously enough, who is they pulled a Shelob on him, and now he is a super hot raven-haired lady, which, all right, cool, I'm here for it. But yeah, we don't know anything about her. We just know she is essentially the Phantom Stranger for the Absolute world. And she walks one night into the slave encampment with a prophecy, basically saying, like, there will be a man with fire in his eyes. He will save you. He will walk among the clouds. He'll wear the dust of his home on his back. And, you know, he'll usher in an age of heroes. With that, Black Adam, or Teth Adam, goes like, is that true? If it's true, like, God, show me something. Like, prove this shit to me. And he goes out into the desert, where he's heard rumors of a wizard or a jinn, a genie out there granting wishes. And he's going to go see if it's true. Is there any real hope out there? Is there anything to this, like, supernatural thing this prophet has said? Or is it really all just bullshit? And he goes out, and for the first hour or so, he encounters nothing. It's just sand. And he gives up, and he starts cursing the sky when the wizard appears. But in a I like this twist a lot, it's not actually the wizard. It is Brainiac. It is a Brainiac probe coming to investigate Earth. They pull him onto his ship, and they basically go like, oh, look, it's another slave with a wish. Ha, 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 ha. Well, who cares? You know, get him out of here. Turn him into a camel and get him out of here. But for some reason, they go, wait a minute, there's something in him that he might be a good candidate for this cybernetic enhancement. And they go, maybe. We might as well try. Like, we're going to kill him anyway. Who cares? Just do it. So, let's see. How do we want to jump around here? Okay, I guess we'll just... So, that is our first introduction to Black Adam. Obviously, he is taken into the Brainiac ship, and whatever he is subjected to, whatever it has to do with the father box, right? And whatever they did to him, it causes him to become Black Adam. But we'll get back to that, because in the meantime, as we noted, you know, Clark is at home. Cal, rather, he's not Clark. Cal is at the former Kent farm. He's taking care of it now that they've both passed. He's taking care of Parasite, feeding him off of, his own energy. And in the meantime, he's given signal watches to Jimmy and Lois. And that is how he discovers that Lois is going for a personal revenge kill mission against the Al Ghouls, who, if you guys remember, Talia is still on the loose and Ross is in prison for at least as far as they all know. From there, we encounter, as we remember, Talia has broken Roz out of prison. And, when we last saw them, she broke into his prison, said, "Come with me, come reclaim your throne." And the supposedly repentant Vandal Savage, or Ra's al Ghul, agrees to go with her. If you guys remember, when that issue came out, I think, at least I complained that, like, wow, or we both did. It was like, wow, all of that to have Ra's turn a new leaf, and he doesn't really turn it, like, he just goes back, like, that fast? Yeah. That's really weird. It's insane to say this next sentence, but credit to Jason Aaron. He actually
sentences rarely uttered by
new sentences every day are being uttered by us, but he actually set it up and plays it out in a very interesting way. At least I liked it, where he goes out, he's following Talia, kind of playing along with her, being like, this is the last of it, like, what are we going to do? She takes him to a Lazarus pit, and he goes, "Well, thank you, Talia, for, like, bringing me here. It's the last one."
Destroy the Lazarus pit,
and he just crushes it. And he straight up goes
like, "Oh, shoot, okay."
Right. I went, oh shit, he's actually redeemed. Like, oh man, he just did the, like, putting myself in the story, sort of. It's the thing where it's like, I'll just agree to go and I'll play along, right? Like, he has a plan, but he's got to make it happen to break the pit. He's got to play along and go with Talia. So from there, we get a breakdown between Talia and Roz, where Roz is very much like, "I am so sorry. I'm trying to atone." And Talia's like, "You piece of shit, like, get out of my face. Yeah. Like, you're not worthy of the name anymore." At that moment, Lois shows up and she's ready to take down Roz and Talia, when, boom, Soup shows up and says, like, he goes, "Lois, I know you want to kill him, but that's not what we're doing here. Like, you won't be happy. Nobody will be happy about it." As, they're confronting each other, they, what was it? As they're confronting each other outside, the peacemakers they encounter a stranger. A stranger emerges from the shadows with a magnetic hammer ready to go. Obviously, we have our absolute John Henry, Steel, and he is on his own personal revenge mission to kill Ra's al Ghul for everything he's done to him. We learn here too, which I thought was a very cool reveal, that, he takes out all the Peacemaker squad, all, like, single-handedly, one blow each. And he tells the last one, "I just crushed your power suit's main line. Stay down. You don't have enough to fight." And he goes, like, how do you know that? And he's like, "Who are you?" "The son of a bitch who built it." Which is like, oh, damn. Yeah. So, like, Steel built the Peacemaker armors? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But we go back inside, and the father box starts freaking out. It takes Superman off of his game. The whole room basically erupts into chaos. Steel is here now. He's swinging at Roz. Roz is trying to stop Talia. Talia's shooting Lois. Lois drops her gun. Superman's freaking out. The mother box is the father box is pinging out of control. And it is in that fight, it is in that moment, Superman punches and breaks the father box, because he's like, I need it gone. And because he does that, it blows up and it reawakens the man trapped there in the Lazarus Tower, King Shazam, our Black Adam, who emerges with a very, very similar looking design to our Superman. Energy fists and all, if you will.
Yeah.
Which I can't even remember how I felt at the time, but I feel like when I first read it, I was like, oh, like, they're the same. Like, what could that be? Obviously, it has to do with the Brainiacs, and I assume it's like, they captured Krypton. Let's try and force a Kryptonian, if you will, right? And ta-da, you get King Shazam. But with that, we jump to this week's issue 19, where we finally see the men themselves, if you will, because we get the exploration of both John and King Shazam here, which I don't know, man. I was thinking about this the other day. I just can't vibe with it. I can't vibe with like the Captain or like Shazam or King Shazam, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's Captain Marvel, man. It's Black Adam. Marvel, can you, like, Marvel proper, can you guys stop being dicks and just, like, put an exemption in your contracts?
Yeah,
It's
stop
like
being jackasses.
like, that's really what it boils down to, is that you guys have the copyright on Marvel, Captain Marvel, and you're going, no, it's our toy. And yes, fine, but shut up. That's basically all I have for you. So this week's issue, we open with the backstory to John Henry, where we learn that after, he was a tech prodigy, built a bunch of, non-lethal weaponry in his garage when he was a kid. He got, the attention of Lazarus. They signed him on to their Peacemaker program. He built all of their stuff, and eventually he went, no, like I can't do this anymore. Like I can't build killing weapons. So now he has a meager job on at a butchery somewhere in, I don't even know if they specify where, but just somewhere in America. He helps out all of his co-workers, fixes their stuff for free, and just tries to live, like, put it all behind him. Unfortunately, he just can't, because he knows that of what he's done, what his technology is being used for. So that is why he has created his hammer, his suit, all of that fun stuff. With that, we have Black Adam emerging, going, how long have I been out? And, I liked this too, where he's like, the noise, like the world is so noisy.
Yeah.
I always like that bit when like old, ancient, powerful characters like come back and they're like, oh, like what is car horns and like signals and stuff? Like it would probably be hell, like legitimately.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
But Talia here goes, what? This guy was in Lazarus' control the entire time, or in our possession the entire time? Why haven't we used him? And Roz goes like, well, I went after Superman because I thought I could control him. There's no controlling Black Adam, which I love it. Where, as Aaron describes, Superman's mind and muscles operate at a speed far beyond the limits of what was long believed possible. And I'm fairly certain he never even saw the punch. And Black Adam just 1,000 miles away out into Wyoming, just like Dragon Ball punches Superman out of here, dude.
He blocked him, man.
Which is love that moment, and I love this art right here. I know it's not a lot, like there's no subjects per se, but like the dust and the speed, I don't know, and the bison just kind of like being that, like they don't even, it happened so fast they don't even recognize that like the world just like exploded next to them. Yeah,
they haven't had any time to react to it,
which is nuts. But so from there, King Shazam, he's pissed. John is torn between, do I try and stop King Shazam, or do I take my revenge on Roz? Roz, for his part, Black Adam's pissed. He's ready to, tear everybody apart. Where are the wizards, Brainiac? And Roz goes like, wait. And he tries to step in as the intermediary and goes, I know you're angry, and I know you're like, you have all the right to be, but look at me. Like, the world is full of evil, and I was one of the reasons for it. But I now feel regret. Like I can I can redeem myself. That can be you too. Like you don't have to be like there is hope. Like that's what he says. There's hope in this world. And Black Adam hears him out, and then he goes, the wizards gave me a gift that night. The wisdom of King Solomon. That means I know when you're lying. And he just vivisects him. Like anime sword style. Just shing, 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 and done. Roz is out. Like, and I'll admit, like, I got to this and I didn't expect him to just blink like that. Like, maybe die and have like that, the death speech or something, or go out saving Talia. But no, we're done with Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul is cubes. He's potatoes at this point.
He's done. He's gone.
That little reaction launches Superman into a rage. He just goes full force at Black Adam, telling him, like, I was redeeming him. There was hope. Why did you do that? And it's at that moment where King Shazam realizes, wait, you're like the prophecy too. Who tried to make a copy of me? Where I'm like, and I'm just like, oh, this is such a good little dynamic. And, you know, he starts beating the hell out of Soups. One punch shatters the entirety of the Lazarus Court building. And at the last second, Superman is able to, you know, save Lois, save John, capture Talia, and basically go, all right, everything's safe. I have to go now. Like, I have to go take care of this. Where, man, that last, I'm like, it's so weird, but like one of my favorite parts about this entire arc is like the battle effects we're seeing here. This like, that last panel is so awesome with the ways the sands essentially like radiate out differently from everybody. It's just, it's like Dragon Ball, right? Like everybody has their different auras, or the Green Lanterns with their rings. And I'm just like, I don't know. I live for that kind of like individuality stuff. But from there, yes, we get Superman finally manages to get Adam to listen to him for just a second. Adam is ready to just like rain lightning down on Metropolis. And Superman comes up to him and he's like, look, like, I get it. I understand, but work with me here. Like, don't worry. Like, I can help you. And of course, this is Black Adam. So he goes, you know, no, I've seen worlds like the world's always been like this. Powerful men and you know, walking all over the little guy. I'm done with that. Forget that. And it's in this moment that John Henry goes, oh, there are literally two storms fighting above Metropolis. What do I do? And as the cops start, you know, coming in on him, this is like a sad but like good hero moment. And if this was like a blockbuster movie, this is where he would definitely die. But I liked this bit where John's like, you know, the cops are coming in and he decides like, all right, I'm gonna go help Superman. And he you know, offhand tells one of the cops like, I built this while I was living in my car. And the cop's like, I don't care, like, get on the ground. And he goes, I just wanted somebody to know that. And with that, he activates his boots and flies right into the fray. And that is where, in the fray, they all start traveling. They just, you know, they start rapidly increasing speed as they fight across the globe. They go subsonic, transonic, supersonic, hypersonic, eventually hitting Mach 25, which takes them over Gotham City, where we see our boy, Absolute Bruce. I guess this is probably like his first... No, because he's hung out with Diana. I was going to say, like, is this his first, like, meta-human personal, like, engagement?
Yeah,
that's
no,
not
he's
one
hung
of the...
out with Diana.
Yeah, he's hung out with Diana. So, and he knows... I think that he's mentioned, like, the super...
He's mentioned the Superman.
So this is just a... I don't know. I guess then this is just like a nice little piece of reminding you that the world is connected. And I really appreciate it. Like, this is how you use those little cameos, right? Like, yeah, they're flying across the world at all these speeds. Of course, they would just temporarily blink over all these locations. Let me ask you something, because are John's boots the ones that are making him fly with them, or is he like caught up in their trails?
So I think
I couldn't tell.
I think his boots are what got him to them, but then he like impacted with them, and then they all started flying. I don't think it's his boots that are making them go to Mach 25.
See, that's where I was like, that is a hell of a thing then, John. Like, you just are the Flash. What are we doing here? So, okay, that's what I thought, but they don't make it clear, I guess. But if you say like you should assume it, I can do it. It's fine. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy. But from there, yes, we get Superman on his back heel. Black Adam is beating the shit out of him, and that is when, out of nowhere, Hawkman shows up, and it is now a 4-way brawl between Steel and Superman and Black Adam and Hawkman, which I don't know if it's going to be like Team John or Team Soups and Steel versus Hawkman and Black Adam. But if it is, I will give them props for like, oh, you found like a parallel to Steel in Hawkman with like a mace instead of a hammer, right? Like, I see the vision. So yeah, that is where we end. We are ramping up the Black Adam arc. We have Hawkman back in the mix. Andrew, how are you feeling about what we're getting out of King Shazam so far?
Dude, this is possibly the best arc so far.
Oh, it's.
for Absolute Superman. It's
I think it
so
might
far it's a
be.
banger because he keeps kind of pulling the rug out from under me in the right way, where it's like I feel like, oh, like he fakes it, right? He made us feel like, oh, so Ra's al Ghul just like heel turned immediately,
Like, oh,
right?
great.
Again, but then he faked us out again, and it's like, no, actually, he just destroyed a Lazarus pit. What the hell? And then we get King Shazam, and this is a fun book so far. Like
I
I was like only okay on the last arc. Like it was fine.
It was fine. It was very much fine.
It wasn't bad, but it was fine.
It almost
This one's already more interesting.
the last arc with Parasite and Hawkman very much was like an exposition episode, right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we're learning stuff. Maybe we don't get the big flashy thing, but okay, we're learning. And then we get
It was kind of that world building stuff, but it didn't feel as enjoyable or interesting as world building stuff as a couple of those earlier issues.
I think, even though we liked him a lot, that guest artist, I remember you and I pointed out that he tended to draw Cal older and bigger, which is like he's looking a little too prime as opposed to Absolute, which is throwing you and I off just a little bit.
The Absolute is far closer to like, I don't know, Superboy Prime's build or like New 52 Superman's build.
Or Con-El, not Connor, because when he's Connor,
Yeah.
he's all big and buff in the t-shirt. But yeah, so I don't know. Sandoval here, he's coming back. I just can't. I love his art, man. It's crazy.
It's so beautiful, man.
It's so good. And shout out to, I know he's a villain, and I know he's basically like, I entered into a demonic contract on behalf of Jeffrey Epstein. Like, I know that's what Hawkman is. But there's there's something about his like hard-boiled like character, right? Like when he shows up here, where he's like, you look like you ought to stay down, friend, to steal, and he's like, no damn chance. And so Hawkman goes, yeah, well, what do I know? Nobody listens to me anyway. I've only been doing this for 80 years. Tell me something. Is it just me, or has this superhero thing kind of gotten out of hand? Like that flippant old crusty, like I like that off of this Hawkman. Whatever the role he's playing is a fun role, even though he's the worst. He's the literal worst.
Yeah, he's a jackhole.
But yeah, Andrew, anything else to say about this really, really good Absolute Superman issue?
Book of the week, man. Like you guys should be reading this book.
It's good. You really should
it's
be.
It's good.
And like that rug pull bit that Andrew was saying, like to really put a stamp on it, it's like he's not just faking you out where he's, you know that trick that where you like pull the cloth out from like the dinner table and everything stays if you do it like really fast. Imagine that trick or whatever is like his plot points or whatever, and he keeps going up to it and being like, oh, I can do it, and he'll like tug, and you'll see it like it's not right, and so you see it wobble, and you're like, oh my god, like this is gonna be like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, holy shit. And you're looking around like, hey, DC crew staff, like, your entertainer here, like, can anybody get eyes on him? Like, this is insane. And then he goes like, oh, gosh, golly oh me. And that's when he like whips it out really fast. And you're like, wait, holy, he's actually good at this? Like, what?
Yeah.
And you're like, he keeps doing that, right?
I don't think Jason Aaron's written anything as good as this book in his life before this.
Even the one story I always really praised him for, which was the Gore the God Butcher stuff over in Thor.
Yeah.
I don't think it's this good. Like, as a comic book story, I don't know. That's a bad way to put it, but I don't know. There's something different between, like, doing a full ongoing series and keeping a long-running narrative and coming in at a moment to tell an almost out-of-canon story. Because, like, yes, it starts with that Gore stuff, but then it goes into like the future and everything, right? Where it's like, maybe it happens, maybe blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I just can't believe it's Jason Aaron. Half the time I'm just stunned that this is Jason Aaron. Mr. Mighty Thor, Mr. Savage She-Hulk. This is him. And I don't know. That's all I can really say. Really, really good book. Keep surprising the hell out of us. And I'm excited to see more fights. I'm loving this energy blast
We know
thing
the next
and
issue is going to be a big, like, knockdown,
like
drag out.
blowout. And I can't wait to see the bigger implications of the Brainiac modification to Teth Adam, right? Because clearly
Yeah.
they're making another Kryptonian, but like
Yeah.
to what end, right? Like, oh shoot, I don't know. And then we still have the Lex of it all to deal with, and we still have the fucking Brainiac Prime just horror strutting around like downtown Missouri or whatever it was.
Murdering people's families, right?
And then just be like, all right, see ya, buddy. Like, woohoo. He's almost like a Carnage in that respect.
Kinda.
Old school Carnage. But yeah, any last stamps on Absolute Superman?
My one complaint with this issue was, unless I missed it entirely, how did we go from like super Chad old world bearded King Shazam to clean shaven Black Adam is what I meant.
Oh, I didn't even. He does it here. Oh, he does it here. That's what the sound
he
effect
burns
is.
it off?
He burns it off.
Oh. Okay, so I completely missed that because I just remember turning the page and being like,
They don't.
"Is that an art error?"
They don't put the right emphasis on it, right? Like they
Yeah, I would've
emphasize
made
it,
that
but
a close insert.
yes, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like they
I would've
needed
done
to
an
show
inset
like
panel.
you know, and like he smirks or something, or there's like a little heat coming off of his face, and it's like
And at
I
least
get
show
that.
it in process too.
Show
in
it like
process.
falling off, or like, you know, you could see the specks of the hair in the lightning cloud dust. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the only reason I knew that was what was happening here on this page is because I was looking at it for like 30 minutes to make our thumbnail. So and then
okay.
because it bugged me the entire time.
I feel less dumb now.
No, because it bugged me the entire time, that sound effect. Because I'm like,
Mhm.
why is there a random like you know, depressurizing hydraulic sound effect? Why is it over by his hood? Like what the hell is happening here? And then I realized like, oh wait, he doesn't have his. Oh, okay, could have been better, but
Okay.
But you know what?
That scene could have been executed better to make it a bit clearer.
But at least you guys
so the
put it in
retards
there,
like me wouldn't be
right?
confused.
Retards like
otherwise,
us.
fantastic.
I will laugh though that whatever he did with that gave him like this weird ass Zoomer haircut. Like it's not quite the half shave, but it's like half shave. He's got the Dakin.
Well, yeah, so he's got the shave a little bit going on, but then the rest of it is like 90s Superman mullet.
So like I don't know
I don't
what
know what's
style
going
he's
on.
going for there. But I guess we will find out as we pick up next month with this series. So man, that makes me sad. We get 3 amazing Spider-Men in a month, 1 absolute Superman. Actual kind of war crime. But
That's actually really sad.
that's what I'm saying. All right, Andrew, we are running up at 2.5 hours. Is there anything you wanted to hit just to point out, give props to criticize, any of that fun stuff? Highlight?
You know, the Absolute line, at least the Absolute Trinity, continues to be the best thing in mainstream comics for the most part right now.
Yeah.
So people should be giving that a little bit more of a fair shake and not just turning their nose up at it. But you know, y'all are grown.
It's so hard for me to imagine that somebody is still turning up their noses at the Absolute
There are
universe.
still people that are trashing it and not even reading it.
That's
Or reading it wanting to hate it. And
Which
it's
is-
like, look,
yeah.
I get it. Sometimes things are just not for you. And I get that. I can totally get there. There are plenty of books out there that zillions of people love. And I'm just the
and
one
we're
guy
both
that's
of us
like,
are just
I don't
like,
care
nah,
about it.
we're good.
I'm
Yeah.
not here for it, right? So that's fine. But it's very clear. People make it super obvious when they are just disliking something like this or something like Absolute Batman just for the sake of being edgy
The
or
like
something
team
like
sport.
that.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, it doesn't have to be like that. It really doesn't.
You can just like the things you like and not engage with
Yeah.
the things you don't like. I mean, we've dropped Supergirl. It's not that hard.
I dropped
It-
Supergirl. I dropped Flash.
That was
I
the
dropped-
quickest one so far. Like
Man.
2 issues?
Yeah. I
And
was
we
just
both were
nah,
like,
I'm
no,
dumb.
we're out of here. We're
I'm done.
good.
This book's dumb. Yeah, I mean, I dropped several books in the last month, but like Absolute, it's going strong.
They're all there. I mean, you dropped all those books, but you did replace them with Youngblood, #1, variant
No,
covers, all
God.
this. I know you. The one, okay, I guess this is just a funny one. I have nowhere else to complain about this, but I guess I'll complain about it here right before we end our comic book show. Guys, you might have seen it on the stands this week. We are officially 10 years out or 20 years out from Civil War. We're doing the Civil War revisiting nowadays. We're getting the Civil War celebration variants, which is like, do we really want to use the word celebration? I don't really know if that's the right word.
I don't think that's the word.
But so I showed this cover to Andrew the other day, guys, and I went, man, I'll admit that red trade dress with the Civil War thing with Spidey in his armor, that's getting me in the nostalgia. I don't particularly I'm not like a big Civil War fanboy, but that's how you get me. And guess what, guys?
Yeah.
I went to the shop. It's not in red. It's in the stupid main book white trade dress. And I don't know. I hate you, Marvel. Like, I'm so mad about this, and it's not that big of a thing, but I'm going to be upset. So, foil variant,
really
where we talk about comic books. That's what we get
really
for this
dumb.
week.
That hurts me.
And then also, guys, you see they're doing the Magic the Gathering variants here. They're all dumb. We'll probably talk about them more on a later week. But fun fact, you can get the Virgin variants of these covers, which are just the art, no card trade dress or anything. $35 on average, which is like, the cards themselves are not worth that much money.
Nah.
It's bizarre.
Nah.
Like good on you, Marvel. Sure, get your bread. I guess. I don't know. But with that, guys, let's end on a better note by saying, I don't know. What do you got, Andrew? What do we want to show to everybody?
Number 1 up for pre-order over at Rippaverse, which is doing great. People are super excited about it. I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited for you guys to read it and give me your feedback. Also,
remember, guys, July 24th, reserve cutoff. That's
the final order cutoff to get the 3 limited print covers.
So make sure you lock those in. Go over there. Go get it.
Absolutely. And then aside from that, guys, make sure to check out Room of Requirement, where Mary and I are dropping new videos multiple times a month. Harry Potter lore channel. We're having a ton of fun with it. We got some really cool stuff coming down the pipeline. Mary and Dylan just finished editing like a week ago part 1 of a cool 2-parter that I have coming up here in the near future that I'm really excited for people to check out because I think it's a fun thought exercise. And yeah, thank you guys for the support on that.
Alrighty, and I'm dropping the link right there, everybody. Go subscribe to Room of Requirement. Oh, I forgot to put my little message or whatever. But class is in session. Go subscribe to Room of Requirement. Go. Oh, look at that. Tehillim already backed Arc Stream number 1. That is what we like to hear. That's what we're talking about. Of course, who is surprised that the man himself has all his Arc Stream Blue Shift publications in demand? Surprising no one. But yeah, guys. As far as me, I would say just go subscribe to everything Andrew's doing. Go follow Foil Variant on Instagram and Twitter, where we are posting things. You can also join us in the Discord down below. But yeah, to everybody who either stopped by and actively watched and chatted with us, to anybody who is lurking, or to those of you who watch us in the VOD any amount of time after we're live, we see you guys. We thank you for watching us. Without your viewership, without your audience, we would have no reason to host the show. And I don't know, I'll say it. It warms our heart to know that there's more than just the 2 of us dorks who want intellectually honest comic book talk. So
we do appreciate that.
Go subscribe to Room of Requirement. Go back ArcStream. Go follow Andrew on Twitter and everywhere, because he's on billions of live streams lately. And odds are, if you are online at any hour, he's probably doing something. Go follow him. Go give him your love, your support. Show out, I don't know, all that fun stuff. And we'll be back next week, I suppose. That's all I've got. Andrew?
God bless and Godspeed, nerds.
And shout out Jubilee. Till next time, everybody.
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. What kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?